A very warm good morning, esteemed Director Sir, Madam Deputy Director, Honorable Dignitaries, Professors, guests, and fellow students.
It is my absolute honor to welcome you all to this one-of-its-kind event. For the very first time, the Vice President's Conclave, where the past stars of IIT Kharagpur have returned to the stage they once ruled.
Before we move any further, let me seize the opportunity to introduce ourselves. I am Abhideep Shekhar,
And I am Nitya Verma.
your hosts for this exciting morning. And it's truly a privilege to stand here amid such incredible individuals.
To our iconic Vice Presidents from across the years, from the glorious history of IIT Kharagpur, I can imagine the feeling in your hearts today. Must be a very special one. Coming back to your alma mater as guests of honor, the place where you have led and inspired thousands and have caught the limelights of your batches.
Speaking of KGP, it is incredible to reflect on how far we have come. Just last month, on the 18th of August, we celebrated IIT Kharagpur's 74th Foundation Day. 74 years of excellence, 74 years of innovation, and 74 years that the community has continued to set benchmarks worldwide. Today's conclave has brought together the best minds who once led with heart and humor. We figured out it was about time we reunited because, well, who doesn't want to hear the story maker's story right from them? Right, Nitya?
True. Plus, for us as students, there's so much to learn from you. Whether it's how to navigate through the crazy elections or how to survive with just 2 hours of sleep during fests. Who better to guide us than those who have been there and aced it gracefully? And of course, we are all ears to the secrets behind balancing the responsibilities of a vice president and still living a perfect college life.
So sit back, enjoy the conversations, and most importantly, let us hear what advice and laughter you have to share with us during this day of yours at IIT Kharagpur. So without further ado, let's head start this amazing event and make the KGP family stronger than ever before.
With this, I take the opportunity and request a true luminary, a man of profound expertise and a pillar of inspiration, our Honorable Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, to grace the stage with his benign presence.
Thank you so much for your majestic presence, sir. Please have a seat. We are equally privileged to welcome Professor Rintu Banerjee, our Deputy Director, on stage. Ma'am's constant encouragement and unwavering belief in the potential of students have been pivotal in molding us. Thank you, ma'am. Please have a seat. I would also take the moment to make a very significant mention that ma'am is the first woman ever to lead an IIT as a deputy director in the history of all the IITs.
We would like to invite on stage our respected Dean International Relations, Professor Ravi Prata Mukherjee, who has been instrumental in fostering global connections and enriching IIT Kharagpur's international profile. We are deeply honored by your presence today, sir.
We would very humbly invite on stage the Dean Outreach, Professor Karbi Das. Please grace the stage, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Please have a seat.
We have our respected Dean Alumni Affairs, Professor Debashish Chakravarti, amidst us, whose work bridges the past and the present, keeping the KGPN spirit alive across generations. Thank you, sir.
We also invite on stage the person who has helped us in turning this event into a reality. Our beloved President, Technology Students Gymkhana, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh. Please grace the stage, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please have a seat.
The day today will be remembered as a very special one because it marks that rare moment in time when the past, the present, and the future come together under one roof. I request the dignitaries to illuminate the ceremonial lamp and set everything in perfect harmony for the rest of the event.
The light we kindle today represents the eternal flame of learning, curiosity, and service that burns bright within every KGPN. It reminds us that no matter how far we go, we remain united by the light of this great institution and the values it imparts. And so does the KGPN motto go, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam, which literally translates to excellence in service is yoga. Thank you so much, honorable dignitaries, for lighting the lamp. May I please request you to have a seat? Next, it is my privilege to draw your attention to the voice of all the KGPNs, the one person who carries the aspirations, the ideas, and the dreams of the entire student body, our current Vice President, Technology Students Gymkhana, Mr. Sagar Kumar.
Mr. Sagar's leadership shows his true strength as he is the torchbearer of our collective spirit. I would request you to raise the tempo of this auditorium with your energetic stage presence.
Good morning, Honorable Director, Deputy Director Ma'am, faculty members, and respected ex-Vice Presidents of the Gymkhana, and dear my fellow students. It is my honor to stand before this illustrious gathering of past leaders of IIT Kharagpur. Today, I represent not just the present, but also the future of our great institution. And I welcome you all to the first ever Vice President's Conclave, where we aim on reflect on the journey we have carved out the road ahead. Our institute is much more than just an academic center. It's a sanctuary of knowledge, a temple of innovation, and a crucial of dreams. The foundation laid by every one of you, the ex-vice presidents of the Gymkhana, has been instrumental in shaping the KGP we know today. Your vision, passion, and hard work have set a benchmark for student leadership. And I'm humbled to carry forward the legacy that each of you has left behind. It was this summer when I was talking to the Commander V.K. Jetli, the Vice President of 1978-79, about having a conclave of the VPs. And it was that day, 4 months ago, cut to today, where I see this dream as a reality. We gather here to discuss, deliberate, and dream of new ways to enhance the student life of IIT Kharagpur. Each of you has made inedible contributions, from improving infrastructure to fostering innovation, from creating platforms for student expression to expanding opportunities for academic and personal growth. My hope is to build on this foundation with these initiatives that focus on improving the holistic experience of every KGPN. As Vice President, I am fully committed to implementing proposals and initiatives aimed at enhancing the student community's well-being. We are excited to launch the Campus Safety Response System, a mobile application designed to significantly improve the safety of the 25,000 residents on campus. Additionally, we have just signed an MOU to introduce the snack vending machines in the halls of residents to ensure convenient access to the refreshments. To support and nurture innovators and founders, I am launching an incubation cell that will host workshops and events to foster entrepreneurship. Moreover, to revamp the Career Development Center and make it more student-centric, I will be forming new departmental committees focused on empowering postgraduate and research scholar students. However, none of this would be possible without the foundation laid by you. It is your work that inspires me and my team to push forward and dream bigger. These next days are not just a time to celebrate the past, but also to plan for the future. We have planned various events, especially curated for you, and some mind-invigorating panel discussions. I hope to have an open dialogue with all of you to listen to your insights and to collaborate on making the student-run initiatives even stronger. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sagar. It is now the time to hear from the captain of ship of Gymkhana, respected Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, the esteemed President, Technology Students Gymkhana.
Please join us in welcoming Professor Ajay Kumar Singh to the stage, whose directions have elevated Gymkhana to new heights and beyond.
Professor Tiwari, Professor Banerjee, Professor Das, Professor Ravivat Mukherjee, Professor Devasis Chakravarti, VPs, guests, students, a very good morning to all of you. Let me first thank Commander Jetli for conceptualization of this particular event. He was telling us to organize this kind of event. I thank him. I also thank Sagar for execution, together with the alumni section. So, for that. Now, technology student Gymkhana, I mean, you are the VP, so we cannot separate VPs from the Gymkhana. And I invite you to visit the Gymkhana today or tomorrow, wherever you have the time. Now, let me just give a brief overview of what Gymkhana is now. We have VPs from 50s. At that time, of course, Gymkhana may be having different roles. At the moment, Gymkhana has, the activities of the Gymkhana can be classified into 4 verticals. So one is the sports, then we have the cultural, then the technology groups are there, and recently we have added also the welfare groups. So that is for the students as well as by the students to the societies. And the basic building block of all these vertical is the societies. And recently, I mean, we have added at least 10 to 15 societies into the Gymkhana, and together they are making around 40 to 50s. So we want more participation of these students, more involvement of these students. Gymkhana, we say that it is for the students, it's by the students, and they should work together to take this organization upward. Now, if you look at the performance, I mean, I always say to the students that the IIT Kharagpur is the first institution, it is the largest in terms of the department, largest in terms of the students, and the largest in terms of the talents we have. If you look at the inter-IIT results, sports, we were the champion last year, but we missed by 0.25, which was not acceptable. I mean, it was done wrongly. We were placed second in the last inter-IIT by 0.25 marks, which was not correct. In cultural, inter-IIT cultural meet, we are champion for last 3 years, consecutive champion for last 3 years. In the tech meet, again, we made a hat-trick last year, and I hope that we will continue to do that. So that shows that we have a lot of talents. But what is happening now, that these talents are being organized, I mean, they are not, I can say that motivated to take it forward. I mean, this is limited only to the competitions. So most of the projects the students are doing or the activities they are doing, that is limited only to the competitions. I think with the help of alumni, because we have also the largest number of alumni, I think if you work together in a coherent way, we can take this talent to the new direction, towards the entrepreneurship, towards the startup, towards the innovations. Somehow these projects are getting stopped to the competition level. And I hope that you all going to discuss with the students and find out what are the ways when we can take it to the forward direction. Now, challenges to this new generation is very different compared to what you had earlier during your time. There are issues, of course, inside the campus. We have shortage of accommodations, shortage of facilities. Number of students that has increased quite a lot. 16,000 students, they are in the campus. How to take these things, we need to deal with the problems, so how to deal with the problems, so how to provide the better facilities. If you look at only the administration, it is very difficult to do that. And that is why, this conclave has been called. You are the VPs. Your VP tenure was only for 1 year in the Gymkhana, but your tenure is for your whole life. You are still called as a VP, and you have the responsibility to take this message to your batch and tell them that IIT Kharagpur needs you. So we need to motivate our alumni. What IIT Bombay and what IIT Madras alumni are doing, at the IIT Kharagpur level, I think it is much lesser. We need to look at, since we have the largest number of IIT, I think we should have more contribution coming from the alumni to the institution in a different way. I'm not talking about only the financial, but in a different way also one can contribute. If you look at the achievements of the students in the sports, I must tell you that IIT Kharagpur students are competing with the professional athlete, and they have got medals in West Bengal State Athletics Meet. So that's a big achievement. And a small token of appreciation is being initiated by one of the alumni, Richard D'Souza. I think you know that, 1972 batch most likely. And he has initiated a scholarship for girls students in athletics. And we are going to start this from this year. I think we need more such scholarship for the students. In one of the meeting in the Brotherhood Fund, I saw that a boy, coming from, his father is fuchka seller, and he is not able to give the tuition fee. And he was asking for help from the Brotherhood Fund. Now, Brotherhood Fund has a limitation, 50,000 we can give at one time. But there may be similar students, maybe hundreds of students are there in the campus. Can we not have any scholarship? 10,000 rupees per month is quite a lot for them. So let us think of these things. how to motivate these students. They are bright students, of course, they need small support from all of you. So, in the panel discussion, I hope the students should participate, tell their problems. Mental health issue is another issue, how to deal with them. It's very difficult, it's not visible from outside. Somebody has the mental issues. Internship, that is again the issue. Placements, these are some of the issues the students are facing. Can we find a solution for them? So that can be the topic of the panel discussion. I hope, Pavin, together we can do much better thing. I always give some example from the books of physics to the first year students, that this light, what we are seeing here, the visible light we see there, that is because of the de-excitation of the atoms. Individual atoms they are getting de-excited and producing a photon, which is the light. But if you make all the atoms to work together in a coherent way, that produces a laser, which is much more powerful than the visible light. So can't we make a visible, or at least IIT Kharagpur laser from, I think it is possible, not only from this administration or the present students, but we need to work together with the alumni. I hope, I'm waiting for this IIT KGP laser to come out from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing the audience. It is my genuine privilege to invite our respected Dean Outreach, Professor Karbi Das, to address the gathering with her pearls of wisdom. Over to you, ma'am.
Very good morning to all of you. So, respected Director Sir, Professor V.K. Tiwari, Deputy Director Madam, Professor Rintu Banerjee, Professor Ravibrata Mukherjee, Dean International Relations, Professor Debashish Chakraborty, Dean Alumni Affairs, Professor Ajay Singh, Technology Students, Vice President, President Technology Students Gymkhana, all the past VPs, former VPs, or you still are our VPs, and the students, my dear students, faculty members, and all the stakeholders who have worked very hard to arrange this program, such a unique program. So I am indeed honored and delighted to welcome such a diverse, distinguished, and accomplished group of people who have contributed a lot during your time at Student VP. I must extend my appreciation for your dedication and the kind of work that you did while you are here during your tenure at IIT Kharagpur. Indeed, you have set such a high standard that it is very difficult for the others who followed in your footsteps. So, since we are here and we have gathered here to celebrate, basically to honor you and to interact with you and to get your advice and to get your thoughts that how to get a collaborative success for IIT Kharagpur. You know that we have started many initiatives starting from active student engagement, and that has resulted a vibrant student community. Now, with the ever-evolving educational landscape, many things are changing. The new student leaders are facing many challenges. But of course, along with the challenges come the opportunities. And one of the very pressing issue that Professor Ajay Singh also highlighted is the mental health welfare. So in this regard, we need your advice and your help or your inspiration or your inspirational words that how to navigate these complex problems. Now, moving forward, that IIT Kharagpur is known for its technological success or technological education, excellence in technological education and groundbreaking research. But we also have a responsibility to the society. So we should have a strong commitment to the society. And here, the Office of Dean Outreach plays a very important role by organizing different seminars, conferences, short courses, and that connects the academic institute, that is IIT Kharagpur, with the external stakeholders. Now, many of you are the leading your companies or even the top position in different companies. So you would be probably interested to know that what kind of things we are doing as part of the outreach activities. I would like to mention some of the programs that we have conducted and that might be of interesting to you. That one such program was on the certificate course on logistics and process safety engineering for the officials of Adani Group. Then we also did a certificate course on data visualization and analytics for officers of HPCL. I am only mentioning those programs which are relevant to the, mostly relevant to the industry. So basically we are fostering a connection between the academic institute and the external stakeholders. And we are also organizing the various leadership programs regularly for officials of HAL, then Indian Oil Corporation Limited, National Informatics Center, and Commander Jetli knows it very well because he is coming regularly to give the lectures on various aspects of leadership. So the leadership is very important, whether it is student leadership or is the leadership in the institute, because if you want collaborative success, the accomplishment of the individual person does not matter. You have to be, there you need a leadership, and leadership is not just merely a position, it's a lot of responsibility. You have to inspire, you have to empower, you have to work with the people so that ultimately you can reach your goal, and ultimately it is the collaborative success, and that is the collaborative success of IIT Kharagpur community. So as a leader, you have many responsibilities. Now, as we proceed with the today's program, we must strengthen our alumni network, and we must ensure a good connection between the past and the present students. And that can be done with your help. And here I would like to cite an example, since I am seeing here Mr. Y.P.S. Suri. He has already helped our department. I am also a professor of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering department, and he has given the internship to our students few years back when he was in Autocompu Private Limited. So I thank you, and I would expect, or I would expect from other VPs also to give us some kind of opportunity to our students so that we can get a better connection between the past and the present students. So with this, I hope all of us will work together and we'll make an example of shining example of IIT Kharagpur. Let us work together. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Now we would like to invite Professor Ravibrata Mukherjee, Dean International Relations, to say a few words. His efforts have been instrumental in enriching IIT Kharagpur's international profile.
Namaskar and good morning, everyone. Honorable Director, Professor Tiwari, Professor Banerjee, the Deputy Director, my colleagues, Dean Outreach, Professor Das, Dean Alumni Affairs, Professor Devashish Chakrabarti, the man behind this program, Professor Ajay Singh, President Technology Students Gymkhana, all the VPs out here, I'll be a little personal in my talk. I'm not going to talk too much about the internationalization efforts and make it very professional-like. So let me start by saying today, Ajay, I sympathize for you. Because the President Gymkhana normally has to handle one VP during his tenure, and today you have to handle 20 VPs. So we are all with you, don't worry. Next, in a typical KGP style, all the bade log welcome back to your home. I had been a master's student here, byproduct of the system you can say, and I always used to look at even the hall president with a lot of awe. Acha, must be some big guy. VP to pahunch ka bahar tha. Then somehow, due to twist of fate, during my role as the Associate Dean Student Affairs, I did work very closely with Devaki, I'll be kind to you, okay, 4 VPs very closely. So amongst this crowd of luminaries, 4 are my people, Sagar, you are included. So thanks for being there. And just now I was exchanging texts with Brahmjot. I remember in the most serious meeting, which is actually a terror for all the VPs, we used to exchange WhatsApp texts and have all sorts of wonderful chats. I'm told one VP whom I do not know personally, in his own capacity, has brought back one of my real favorites back there. Ninad, thank you. You have made the most wonderful choice. And you know the level of connect our students have? So 2 guys who had their pre-wedding photo shoot in the best location in the country or abroad, decided to choose IIT Kharagpur over any other place. That's KGP. On a professional note, I think we are Indian Institute of Technology. This is the place which probably has given the world the best known international brand India has ever produced, the IIT system. We are very sad that we are in IRF number 5, but everybody else keeps on congratulating us. We started the first. IIT Bombay came up 7 years after us, only based on the success of IIT Kharagpur. So we want to regain that position, and I'm very sure the path and the trajectory that has been set up by our present administration, we will achieve it soon. Though in a recent meeting, I heard the Honorable Minister saying that IIT Kharagpur is much beyond these ranks and we should be an international player. And that's exactly where the role of my office comes in. Because not only IIT Kharagpur as an institute, but the entire government is now looking at a very strong internationalization of the Indian academic system. There is a very strong focus right from the PMO, Honorable Prime Minister, including our own ministry. So government has taken proactive measures in internationalization of academic programs. India is now one of the fastest developing economies, so gone are those days where our students or faculty, if they have to travel abroad, they always used to ask for money. Now there are programs, and I'm very proud that IIT Kharagpur in fact handled one such program on behalf of the ministry called the Spark, which is a flagship program, mobility program of the Ministry of Education, where we pay money to bring the best professors of the world to India and send our students to the best labs across the world so that they can get hands-on experience. That's a national effort. We have a very strong presence of IIT Kharagpur in that. But in addition, IIT Kharagpur International Office, we are trying to have more number of international students in different curriculum here. We are trying to set up more joint degree programs, more MOUs with the real top institutes and universities of the world. And after everything is said and done, mobility needs little bit of funds. It's little bit, really little bit, because maybe if a person has to go, a student has to go and spend maybe few months abroad, it will be few lakhs of rupees. If we ask our students to pay that, that becomes difficult. But institutionally, it is quite easy to do. And this is where I would like to really request all our alumni to kindly help us nurturing excellence and developing excellence in whichever way it is possible. It can be through donations, it can be through scholarships, it can be through mobility grants. And I must very proudly tell that we already have such programs which are entirely funded by IIT Kharagpur as an institute which is based on alumni donations. For example, the Rajgadiya program, the ADSIP program. There are programs where we can fund the international air travel, sustenance fee of our students abroad. We can actually fund international professors visiting here for short durations. And most of the cases, you know what happens? we start a program before any other IIT. Like I guess all of you know, one of the most shining examples of such an activity is our VG SOM, Vinod Gupta School of Management. This was in fact based on alumni donation. You all know about Vinod Gupta. It started, I think, in 1997. That was the first management school within the IIT system. 1993 it started. It was the first management school within the IIT system. I am sure there was a lot of criticism, what IIT is going to do in management, etc., etc. And today, every IIT has a management school. So IIT Kharagpur, I am 100% sure the same is going to happen with our medical college also. Eventually, we will find most of the IITs are competing with AIIMS, having good medical schools. So IIT Kharagpur is always the pathbreaker, the leader in all such pathbreaking activities, adventures, forays, whatever. So even programs like Rajgariya Fund and supporting our students with our internal resources, we are the pioneers. So the way I, on my capacity as the Dean International Relations, would like to request our alumni, maybe you don't have to string your purses too much alone, form groups, batch donation, whatever. Please come up and help us in helping your juniors. Have a great time. This always remains your home. Go to the hostels, visit the hostels, get disappointed because they are far better than how they used to be when you used to stay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your address. Now, with great admiration, we call upon Professor Debashish Chakravarti, Dean Alumni Affairs, whose remarkable leadership has helped our institution foster stronger connections with our illustrious alumni. Please welcome sir on stage.
So good morning, friends, coming back to the campus after such a long gap. I really welcome all of you. So good morning, Professor Tiwari, our Deputy Director. Good morning, Professor Banerjee, Deputy Director, and the first Lady Director amongst the chain of IITs in India. Good morning, welcome, Professor Korobi Das, Dean Outreach, Professor Rohibata Mukherjee, Dean International Relations, and Professor Ajay Singh, the President TSG, Technology Students Gymkhana. Also, he's behind all these activities. Welcome my faculty colleagues. I can see some HODs here. My distinguished guests. You know, Sagar should have been here, but he opted to be with you. He should have been here, but he opted to be with the VPs so that you are with us. The family members, my students, and all associated members, stakeholders making this function a great one. And this is the first VP conclave of all the IITs happening today. So this is, again, a first amongst the IIT chain. So Professor Rohibata Mukherjee said IIT Kharagpur is first in all the initiatives. So this is also a first. So next we also plan to have some more firsts so as to increase your presence in campus. I want all my alums, all of you are illustrious, all of you are dignitaries in your own areas. And not only that, you hold lots of experience, expertise, and knowledge about things happening outside. You are our brand ambassadors. So I request all of you to keep visiting the campus, suggest us, help us, get engaged, and take IIT Kharagpur to whatever next level, which will benefit not only you, but the current students who are graduating. Okay, they should be currently, the world is just in a single device. You can reach anyone, anytime. You can access any information anytime. So what I feel is IIT Kharagpur, if we have the wealth of facilities, which it has and augment it with the latest things which are happening globally, should be number one in India, which is which is probably one of the aspirations which we want to achieve. One of them is definitely academics. The other some substantial things are we want to also increase the scope of sports and athletics involvement to improve the sports amenities. Another is the health care and other aspects of the stakeholders in and around the campus. So we have a very good hospital building developed, and we are waiting for the ministry's clearance to give us an avenue to go ahead with MBBS degree in collaboration with AIMS, in tune with AIMS. Professor Tiwari might be explaining more. So probably you might suggest or come up with connecting us to people who you know to help build all these facilities. Number one. Number two, I always say that since childhood, I know, maybe it's my restriction, you may differ, there are three bal, powers. One is manobal, willpower. Another is janbal, manpower. So I need to have people, hands supporting. And I need to have dhanbal, the money. So I feel the third one is maybe coming late. So please join us, join me, join the institute in first two. Give us support, give us your suggestions, get engaged with various activities of the institute. So Kharagpur has from this year, with the help of Professor Tiwari and Madam Rintu Banerjee, we have come up with various new activities. One of them is we have dual major concept, which is probably the first of all the IITs. So we are trying to experiment it. Probably all the IITs will fall in line. So another thing we went, of course, a little late is we have stopped the entry at after JEE at 5-year level. So all are entering at 4-year level. And they can optionally switch to the dual degree, 5-year. So if some of them are academically oriented, they can shift to the 5-year degree course. Some new initiatives that have already come, I think Professor Tiwari will make you aware of. So there are various centers of excellence. We have various centers of leadership, which is probably known to all of you. But if it is not known, I'll request Sagar to take them around the campus once you are here to all the such new centers of excellence of leadership, center of excellence of AI, center of excellence of advanced manufacturing, healthcare, affordable healthcare, food and security and agricultural engineering. So they have various initiatives which it's worth visiting. There's, of course, there is another department of AI that has been established, so which is probably gaining attention in the current age. So as I was telling, there are various new things. That is number one. To be number one is easy. To maintain being number one is tough. So the maintenance of all these things, I will request all of you to join hands with me to help the institute, your own alma mater, to keep maintaining these institutes, these components of centers of excellence, the schools, academies, which are existing, as number one. Another way you can also get connected or remain engaged is we need your help in connecting us with the best industrialists or best academic institutes globally, so that they get known about the activities happening of Kharagpur. And this will be needed in terms of their appraisal, frank appraisal of Kharagpur's status in some of the surveys conducted globally by ranking institutes. Some of the agencies, they come up with capturing some of these data randomly to various ages, through various individuals based on whatever data they have. So that can be done with the help of all of you, because you know all of us, all of our alums are probably working either in very high top-notch institutes or top-notch research labs, or holding various, respectable positions in industries, or they have their own startups which are really doing good. So why I am telling you is, after I took over as the Dean of Alumni Affairs, I saw two things which are really disheartening, not so happy news. The alums of the same batch, they don't know each other. They don't know, oh, acha, wo bhi ye kar raha hai kya? Okay, so somehow I come to know, and one of my most important source of information is sitting here, Commander Jetli. He is most connected. He says, Devashish, this is the guy who is doing something good, one of them. So I spread that to that group. They say, oh, we do not know. So it shows the alums are not, gelled properly. That should get, more improved. That is number one. And number two, they are not also connected to the institute's alumni cell. So many a times, why I'm telling, many a times ministry asks for, you nominate some of the alums who are doing great in this area, either in research or in industry, or they have some, their own farm, or they are very good in some, IITians have done great in music or any other parts of the life. And I just hover about, where are my alums? So I am not connected to my alums. And even if I am connected to some of them, they spread probably to their network, but I don't get back, which I feel should be much more connectedness. So this connectedness needs to be increased. I need your suggestions and help in, motivating my illustrious and, distinguished alums to remain connected, and also help alumni office or IIT Kharagpur to get connected. So with this, I feel we have taken a step to initiate this connectivity. You were the torch bearers of your own respective, years of studies. I was here in, the Alisha Chennai's song, Make in India. Made in India, what was the song? I forgot. So I am also made in India. BTech, MTech, PhD, all here. So 89, 93, 93, 95, 95, 98, and then I went to job for PwC, and then went for postdoc in Germany, and then came back, joined in 2003. So this is a very simple lifestyle. So, but others have very interesting, maybe some of you must have much more interesting life. So I expect all of you to share all your experiences, expertise, and help get engaged with Kharagpur. There are lots of avenues which have now been opened, of course, in a much more big way for alums to come back, get involved, and take Kharagpur in the right path, which you should help us. With all this, I welcome all of you and wish this VP Conclave, which is one of the brainchild of Jetli ji, Professor Tiwari, together Professor Madam, Rintu Madam, and Sagar. Okay, good. So this was the first. Probably I have to improve. I get some lessons. So being a teacher is always a student. We keep learning from every step. So the next phase of VP Conclave will be not this, will be much more bigger. And I assure you it will be really great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I feel honored as we invite a visionary leader who plays an instrumental role in shaping the future of our institute, the Deputy Director, Professor Rintu Banerjee.
Honorable Director, Professor V.K. Tiwari, Dean International Relation, Professor Robibroto Mukherjee, Dean Outreach, Professor Korobi Das, Dean Alumni Affairs, Professor Devashish Chakraborty, President Student Gymkhana, Professor Ajay Singh, the VPs of this institute who have come here physically, and those who are connected with us online, my beloved students, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is a very colorful day today, where after a long time, this particular event has been arranged, and here all the leaders of this institute who have come physically and who are there connected through internet, they are here. That indicates that how strong connection we have with our alumni and the students and teachers and non-teaching, everybody of IIT Kharagpur. What my other previous speakers, they have told, I'll not repeat that, but I would like to give you some examples of the activities that we have performed or we are performing in last few years. I think you must be knowing that IIT Kharagpur is the first institution who have implemented NEP 2020. And here in this particular program, one very important changes that has happened, which I think my previous speakers have told, that multiple entry, multiple exit, and along with that, we are giving a very many avenues that has got open to our students. They can go for double degree, they can go for semester away program, which were not there earlier, and now it is open to our new batch who have joined under this program. And in this context, I would like to tell that last few years, we are trying to make that very strong connection between the industry and institution through our alumni network. And in this context, I would like to tell you that today, it is that day when I can tell you that we are going to sign one MOU with, what is that? Trumio Inc. USA, and they are coming, they are giving this platform to our student for international semester away program. They will be bringing that industry, and our students will be given that option to select that industry through some standard procedure, and they will be given that opportunity. This is one. I would like to tell another success story, and today I'm just telling you that today we are going to sign the MOU with this particular alumni that they are on the way, and they will be coming in all of your presence will be signing this. Second opportunity that we are trying for our new batch student is the startup program. I think all of you are very much aware of this, this information that Government of India is now giving a lot of emphasis to make in India and make this the country self-dependent and so on. So in this context, I would like to tell you that another alumni of ours, who is the unicorn, and with his group, Mr. Shashank, Avinav Shashank, and he is coming to us in a very big way, and they will be providing us the required help to our student to explore every possibilities, and it is Z21 company with whom we have already our committee, MOU committee has already approved the MOU with them, and we are going very shortly, we will be launching this program for our student. And here, this particular program will be associated with the, our Rajendra Mishra School of Entrepreneur. And there, the students who are inclined towards the startup or that type of inclination, they will be given appropriate training, and it is a very well organized program which we are framing for this student, this group of students. So this way, as my other speakers, Professor Robibroto Mukherjee, he has mentioned that we are also going to different university institutions where we can, we are just going for different opportunities, but one opportunity that I'm keeping it in that particular MOU or MOA which we are signing, that student exchange program. Student exchange is essential for us to give that exposure to that individual who can get that particular opportunity to go abroad and see the laboratory facilities which they can explore in their future activities. Along with that, faculty exchange programs are there, research, PhD scholar, that exchange programs are there. And you must be knowing that Government of India is, has opened with different types of mission project. Quantum mission is one of them. Semiconductor is another. So that way, agricultural and food security is another. So that way, I'm just telling that we are also going and competing with the advanced research along with the existing research activities which our faculty members, they are carrying out. And at present, I can tell that blue economy is coming up in a very big way, and for that only what Professor Robibroto Mukherjee has told, that Spark program is there, and we will be shortly visiting the few European countries where we have got some that mutual interest for some of this topic, and we will be signing some MOU with some of the universities. So I'm just trying to tell you that not only the IIT Kharagpur is restricted, but we are trying our best to internationalize our institution through different activities, for which I think what my Dean Alumni has told, that Manbal, Janbal, and Dhanbal. These three things are essential. Until and unless we are getting your support, your advices, your criticism, we cannot prosper. And that may be the reason this BP conclave, this is, I think, the ideal platform where we can discuss, we can have our very open discussion to find out that here is the shortcomings and in which way we should address this shortcoming to globalize our institution. And for that, I'm just telling few more initiatives. What we have taken is that, you know, that the geographical location of IIT Kharagpur is there, and here I don't think we can do anything extra except the connectivity which are there, but road connections are quite good now, it is improved. But then also today morning we heard that the Trumio groups who are coming, they got stuck in the jam and they will be coming at around 12 or 1 o'clock. And they just sent a message that they were supposed to reach here by 9 o'clock. So these are some of the shortcomings of our place. But keeping those things into consideration, what we have taken when I was Dean R&D, we signed one MOU with CII to have a very intense interaction with IIT Kharagpur faculty, student, and the industry. And as a result, I'm just telling that, yes, our industry link or the problem which real life problem of the industry is spelled out by many industries, and we are going ahead with that, and we are just signing many MOUs, and as a result, I'm just telling, my associate dean R&D is sitting here, we started different initiative, say 100 days, 100 patents. Then next drive was there, 100 patent in 100 hours. And then third drive, what we have taken at present is 365 days, 365 patents. And this drive is now going on. And I would like to tell you that the institute has taken every responsibility for arranging this presentation to filing, to granting of the patent. All responsibilities have been taken by this institute. But this is not enough. The way other IITs are running, I think you must have seen that last year our ranking was 271, and this year our ranking is, that QS ranking I'm talking, 222. So there is a big jump, but other IITs are running in a faster way. So we have to compete, we have to run in a higher speed, or else we cannot compete. And that may be the reason why I feel the born leaders who are here, we will be getting some guidance, some focus that in which way we will be going ahead so that we can reach to our goal. We will be the best of the best in this country. And with that particular objective only, I thought that today's meeting is very important and we must interact and you must spell out the shortcomings of ours, and we will go ahead with this. The way they are emphasizing that the first lady deputy director, but I would like to tell here that the first lady VP is also here, and I must congratulate her that yes, that first lady VP who is very close to my heart and I love her a lot. She also knows that. But being the ex-SNite, it is my urge to all my students who are here present that if any lady VP from SN Hall comes up in future, so that is my dream. I would like to see that one SNite becomes the lady VP of this institute. And with this, once again, I welcome you all, and I think that with your presence, with your valuable comments, we can reach to our goal shortly. Thank you very much.
Ma'am's leadership steers IIT Kharagpur towards greater heights, balancing innovation with tradition. Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us. We have amidst us our esteemed director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, whose visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to IIT Kharagpur have been instrumental in shaping our institution into a center of excellence.
Audience, please put a loud round of applause as we request our Honorable Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, to address the gathering with his evergreen words of wisdom.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you here. I think IIT Kharagpur has been doing first, and therefore everything that IIT Kharagpur does, people remember forever. Whether we are third in the ranking at QS after Bombay and Delhi, people always say that IIT Kharagpur is the best IIT of the world. You must know, this is the first IIT of the world. It is true. There never existed any Indian Institute of Technology before 1951. And therefore, this is the first IIT of the world. Nobody said, but I have been saying for the last 4.5 years, and I will continue to say until everybody says that yes, IIT Kharagpur is the first IIT of the world. It is true. Yes, my friends on the dais here and most respected VPs, my seniors, I would say, because I am also a homegrown person, BTech, MTech, PhD. My father said that run away after a BTech, but then somehow my teacher said, "Arey, kahan ja rahe ho? MTech karo, father professor hai, tum bhi professor ban jao." So I think somehow or the other, my classmates also used to say, "Ye yahin rahega, professor yahin banega." Or somehow or the other, I also wanted to run away, but things changed in my life and I had to stay here. Well, I would like to welcome all the VPs by name here because I think what I failed in my preparation is that I would like to have the important things which these VPs did in their time. I wanted to scratch out, but somehow I could not get out of my, because of the busy schedule and somehow, I would say that my inability to get the details of those VPs, but at least I will say their names and the year as well as the halls of residence from where they belong. So to start with Captain N.S. Mohanram, 1958, 57, 58. And hall was Azad Hall, and department was Naval Architecture. Then, of course, let me tell you that this number is not in the order that has been given to me, but those who are present here and those who are present online, I think the number is slightly, the way it is written, I'm just reading, so please don't mind that somebody's number will come later than the actual position that it should have been. So I think I should say that Mr. Prabir Gupta, 1964-65, who is online. So I think, I don't know whether you can see him or not, but I think this is what is given, that Prabir Gupta, 64-65, is online present, hopefully he is online present. Then Barun Roy, 1968-69, Azad Hall, is he? Yes. Beg your pardon? It is this. Okay, friends, you have missed. You have put Azad Hall, RK Hall, right? So correction made here, RK Hall. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. I am sure that you must have done many things, and that I will learn from you when you come here and talk about your nostalgia and the days you spent here. Then please don't mind the order, because the way they have written, I would love to go through that. Arun Jain, 1969-70, Azad Hall. Is it true? Azad Hall is all right? Yes. Okay, great. That's great. Then we have Amit Roy, 1971-72, Nehru Hall. I was also attached to Nehru Hall, so I'm also proud of him. Thank you. Then we have Yatinder Pal Singh Suri, 74-75, RK Hall. I think Suri Sahab has been told today that we also voted for Suri Sahab, because हम लोगों ने कहा कि बहुत दिन बाद एक सरदार जी बनेंगे, तो जितली I still remember, so बन गए. Very good, thank you, sir. Then we have Finney Thomas, 1975-76, Patel Hall. Then my friend, Commander Virendra Jaitley, 1978-79, RK. Then we have Supratik Bhaumik, I think 1984-85, online. I hope he's there. Is there? Yeah. That's the spirit. Yeah, that's the spirit. RP, yes. Then Arjun Sen, 85-86, Patel Hall. Yeah. Well, Abhinav Sinha, 2002-2003, Nehru Hall. Saket Kumar, 2003-2004, VS Hall. RP, यहाँ तो क्या लिख दिए भाई? ठीक है. Okay. Arindam Mukherjee, 2005-2006, RK Hall. Yes. Yeah, the VP whom I got when I became the director of the institute, I loved that boy. I would say boy only, but still he was the VP. And I love to say Ninad Lohakre, 2019, Patel Hall. In fact, I learned administration from him. Shivam Singh, he picked up everything. 2021, I think RP Hall, you are right? Okay, great. So let us give him a big hand. He took all the sports trophies. Yeah. Devaki, in fact, when I joined, I wanted that we should have a lady VP also, because a lot of things were going on, and because of the COVID. So I am a person who got COVID. I didn't have COVID, by the way. So when I joined on 24th of March, lockdown was declared because of COVID. And during that period, we were thinking, kuch nahi ho raha, but there should be a BP as well, because we must conduct. And that time we thought that why not there should be a lady VP because we had never had. So we are very happy, and I was really happy to see that we have got a lady VP, Devaki Nandana. I think she was online. I think she was online, and she was elected online. I am grateful to all my student friends who voted for her and made a history, the way you heard today about the Deputy Director. I think in the history of the IIT system, the first VP of IIT Kharagpur. So another first. Well, I think these VPs have taught me a lot about what administration should be. So I'm grateful to you, friends. Then Brahmjot Singh, another Singh after, Yes, another Sardarji after Suri Sahab. So, in fact, I was very happy when he became the VP. And yes, in fact, the situation was tough, very tough, because when Suri Sahab was there, the number was hardly 6,000, right? Maybe 6,000 bhi nahi hoga hamare lag. 3,000 hoga. Lekin when Brahmjot became, he has to handle about 15,000 students. So give him a big hand. Yes, he did a good job, and we are grateful to all the VPs so far. Yes, we have now Samarth Singh, very nice person. Samarth Singh, RP Hall. I think if you have to learn the administration, at the same time, the humbleness, and still the person who will stick to his job and to his objective, you have to go and you have to say Samarth Singh. Yeah. Well, I think I had told Samarth that you should get a person better than you, because then only is the credit. If I can get a better director than me after I leave this place, I think I would have done my job. I don't know whether ministry will do this job or not, but I don't think it is in my hand. But yes, we should nurture leaders. And therefore, we have another leader, Sagar Kumar, whose job is very, very tough. He is from LBS Hall and Humanities and Social Sciences. And I can tell you that his job is the toughest. Now he is the leader for approximately 17,000 students. Not only that, 17,000 students and more than about 19,000 plus people inside this 1,600 acres area of boundary. And I think he gets a lot of phone calls from outside the boundary than what I get and my security officer gets. So I still say that such a smiling, always I found Ninad, I found Brahmjot, Nandini, then Sagar, and then Samarth, Shivam Singh. I think all these fellows, one beauty is that always keep smiling, irrespective of the situation. Good, very good, carry on. Atal, yeah, I'm coming to that. Abhi khatam nahi hua hai. Then we have, okay, Prabir Gupta I have said. Mr. Atal Agarwal. In fact, Atal Ashutosh Agarwal. So, yes, man. Yes. Are tu kuch kar hi nahi raha. Yes, here it is. Yeah, I think after COVID, I think we wanted to go to US. When Vinod Gupta came, he said that you must visit US. You are first director who has not visited. I said, देखिए हम तफरी करने नहीं जाना चाहते हैं. So he said, no, we'll have programs and all that. And I met this gentleman. In fact, I had seen him here as well. But the way I have seen the tenacity that this fellow has, and the bravery which he has shown, which in fact he is amazed of. He will say that he was afraid of water, and this fellow has crossed about, I don't know, the total kilometers that he has done in this sea where we were going on the ship. I was wondering, how did you do it? I said, sir, I did it. I think then he goes on tracking and stamina building. You can see his body. I think that when I was touching, he is all steel, actually. The legs and so I think this is another our VP. And I think he is shorter than other VPs. But he has taller ideas and taller ambitions. I can tell you. He keeps on innovating. He keeps on working on himself. And he thinks that always there is something new. Sir, he told me that when I went to, I think, San Francisco, I later came to know that he has changed the job and he's doing something else. And then he has planned something else. Now he was telling that I want to come back to India and have something in the political circle as well. I think maybe by the way he said, but I hope that he also means, because you never know. Yes, why not? I think when non-leaders have become leaders, why not these people can become leader? But I think this is introduction of my friends who have come here. And let me tell you that, yes, the moment I became director of the institute on 31st of December 2019, I remember my friend Jetli, and I said that, see, you should help me. He said, बताओ क्या चाहिए तुमको? मैंने कहा कि Gymkhana, you should be advisor to Gymkhana. So from the time I have joined, I just made him Gymkhana, advisor to Gymkhana, as Dr. Singh was telling. And in fact, he said, मैं क्या करूँगा? हमने कहा कुछ नहीं करना है, just आना है जब दिल करे. तो कहेगा कि हमने कहा कि लेकिन पैसा वैसा नहीं दूंगा मैं. तो कहे कोई बात नहीं है. तो अपने आते हैं, अपने पैसे से आते हैं कभी कभार, लेकिन कुछ न कुछ मेथड और लगा दिया जाता है जिससे उनको पैसा भी मिल जाए, आने जाने का कम से कम भाड़ा तो मिल जाए. तो वो कहते हैं भाड़ा भी क्यों देते हो? हम लोग नहीं, आपको बुलाते हैं लेक्चर देने के लिए, तो लेक्चर देने का पैसा भाड़ा में मिल जाता है, तो यही उनको दिया जाता है. बट आई थिंक ही हैड बीन ए ग्रेट हेल्प टू अस. एंड व्हेन वी वर डिस्कसिंग ऑलवेज, सो एवरी 7 days, 8 days, he will keep on telling me, you do this thing, you do that. And I jot down sometimes and try to do as much as. So suddenly one day he said that, अरे ये कम करते हैं हम लोग, सब VPs को बुलाते हैं. मैंने कहा कि बहुत अच्छी बात है, बुलाओ जितने VPs हैं. तो लिस्ट किया गया 69 VPs. And then I said that let us try. And he said कब करेंगे? मैं बोला हमारे जाने के पहले करो. तो कब करें? हमने कहा कि 28-29 सितंबर को कर दो. And I think immediately Sagar and all these people were energized, and the rest is history, and many of you are here, friends. Actually, it's not that one person says, one person does. I believe that it is the destiny which happens through human being. I do not know how many of you believe, but I believe that everything which happens in this world happens because of chance. And the chance is the destiny, you can say. Otherwise, see, supposing he would not have said, I would not have agreed. Maybe like this. But I do believe that there is something else which governs. We were talking of all you can say that improvement, superpowers. What happened to the superpowers in COVID? We had the least people died than US. Where is the superpower? So I think today also you see the countries like Japan and other places see the flood. People never saw flood in Registan, and you see what is happening there. So if these are the changes which has not been in the hands of the human being. And therefore you will have to believe there is something called this nature which creates itself, which destroys itself, which it maintains itself. In fact, this has created something. This has given us certain new things. Well, friends, I would like to say something on this occasion. I am grateful to each one of you. Prabir Gupta, I said Prabir Gupta, 1964. I think Prabir Gupta was not there when I said 1964 Prabir Gupta, because I have met him. So you have come, friend? Where? I think I said. Yes, I said. I said immediately because I saw here from 68, 69, so thought that 64, 65 should be said first. Yes. Good. Friends, all of you know that this institute started on 18th of, yes, namaskar. I have met him a couple of times, and also when he was Dean Vijay Som, we met and we discussed many things. Anand Bhaumik? Okay. Oh, online, he has joined again. Then Supratik Bhaumik, you have said here. That means there was. Okay, I think there is a name. You are right. Mr. Anand Bhaumik, 1988-89, is he there? Online? No, but his name was not listed. Anyway. Okay, just nice informed. Very good, friend. I think we will welcome you to this conclave of VPs, first conclave of VPs in the IIT system, and therefore it's very nice of you that you are also here online, no problem. I'm sure that next year when the VP conclave, friends, I think let us pledge that every year there will be VPs conclave, and could not necessarily at IIT Kharagpur. You can have in different cities in the world. I'm sure many of our alumni are across the globe. So depending on the condition and depending upon the situation, I think it should be, now maybe next it should be held in US, because there are maximum of these people are there in US. Why can't you hold in US and hold in Germany, hold in Canada, hold in Australia, hold in UK, Singapore, wherever. Malaysia I went, and then 62 of our alumni are there as well. In fact, my own student was there. Suddenly he propped up and said that, sir, you taught me. I said, I remember that. But just for a couple of days I was there. Well, I think each one of you know, friends, that IIT Kharagpur started on 18th of August 1951. And the idea was to have this IIT on the lines of MIT. And the requirement of MIT was that at that time MIT has the student to faculty ratio was 1:3.54. And in the vision which is written at 1948, the copy is there with me, I was showing to some of my friends, that says that for teaching, for classes, you should have 1:10 ratio of faculty and students. And for demonstration, you should have 1:5. We are yet to reach. In fact, the National Education Policy, which came up in 2020, also talks of that, where all the institutes of higher learning as well as Institute of Excellence. We got Institute of Excellence in 2019, July, and therefore a lot of funding as well, and a lot of responsibility as well. So from that time, I think Institute of Eminence, but we have been trying our level best to have the recruitment of the faculty to match 1:10. Let me tell you that in last 15 years, you will find, if you take total, you will not find that more than 400 people have been recruited. But I can tell you in the last 2.5 years, our administration had recruited 414 faculty members. Not only that, our administration has done 718 non-teaching staff, which has not happened in last 20 years. And this doesn't require anything else. It requires only hard work. It requires the vision. It requires the dedication of the people here. And I am grateful to each of the faculty members from different institutes who were the panel members and the board members for our selections. Everything that has been done over here as per the rules and the statutes. We have followed the statutes for everything, for whether it's faculty selections, for the selections of any position, as well as selections of the non-teaching as well. Now, friends, I think when we are thinking to do well, on the second day of my joining on 1st of January 2020, I said that I would like to see that this institute becomes top 10 in the world. Now, this was the vision that I came with, and I'm still holding that. And I'm confident that a day, if we follow the same route that we are creating, and let me say that I'm not creating. So far, it has been a director-driven system. But I'd say that no, it will be now system-driven IIT Kharagpur. Irrespective of whoever is the director, he should follow the system. We are creating system here. Earlier, it used to be the director. When the director comes, everything else of the previous director goes away. That should not happen. When I joined in 2020, in 2019 December, and then 2020 10th of January, I had called all the previous directors. This was not even heard of, because my Guruji told once that when the person joins any position, he starts, first 3 years, he starts blaming the predecessor. And then after that, he plans something, and then the 4th year, he starts planning packing up. But I said no, because I believe that each and every person who has been a stakeholder in this institute, whether a student, faculty, or a non-faculty, I think everybody has contributed in the growth and development of this particular great institute where the ministry is proud of. I can tell you that whenever anything comes to the ministry, they will first say that throw it to IIT Kharagpur. I am sure they will have some expertise. Let me tell you, friends, that when NEP 2020 started, we are the first in the IIT system to grab it, and we did it because for the last 9 years, our curriculum had not changed. I don't want to tell you the reason, but whatever may be there, it has not changed. So we did it, and in fact, we are the first IIT in the whole IIT system and in the whole higher education system that we did, and with TOTO, whatever can be accommodated in the national education policies. We have not gone into the details of other things which the other institutes do, but I think we adopted everything. We are the first institute to have something called Department of Education. There was a talk, many in my senior colleagues as well. Let me tell you that National Education Policy, which is a 63-page policy, you should read the policy. In fact, that policy and the document is being read across the globe as to what is there. And that talks of that we are going to make the whole human being, an individual, a real person from a child of 3 years to 23 years. I think there is a problem, there is a process created in each step of the growth and development of the person. And therefore, you must have heard that why mushrooming of these coaching centers. You must have heard many things happening in the coaching centers, and our people in the country sell their lands and other property and sell their and send their children to the coaching centers. And that is why the government wanted that there should be a solution for that. And what is the solution? Solution that we should have top teachers in the schools. And that is why the Department of Education was started, and it was said that, you can read the page 23 and you will find that it is written that the top quality teachers of physics, chemistry, maths, biology, humanities, English, and economics should be coming out of these higher institutes of like IITs and central universities. Because then only we will have, and the government has given a promise that by 2030 they will like to have about 25,000 such top quality teachers. And that's why IIT Kharagpur again became the first and have the Department of Education started at IIT Kharagpur. And let me tell you that not only that, during that period I was also given the responsibility of manning IIT Bhubaneswar. So there also I think we started simultaneously Department of Education. The second first, I can tell you that Department of AI, I think it has came in paper, you must have heard, that we are among the 5 IITs, we are the first to start Department of AI as well. And let me tell you that IIT Kharagpur has the largest number of people working in AI. It has the largest, everybody knows about it. You should also tell wherever you go. You must, when the faculty, about 80 to 90 faculty are working, you can understand that at least 900 and 2,000 to 3,000 students are also working in various problems. We decided in 2020 that any students who joins at UG, PG or RS level, he must have at least one course in AI, irrespective of the time that he is here at this point, whether in second year, third year, depending on the time that he gets, I think he should have a course. Because we feel that in next 30, 40 years, it is AI which is going to rule the whole world. And therefore, irrespective of the domain, I am sure that these friends will employ. And that is why we have the centers of excellence. When we thought of becoming top 10 in the world, there was a feeling that how do you become? At present, we have about 59 department centers in schools. It's not possible to become top 10 in the world with all these. I am sure that some are here, some are there. I have gone through the department-wise. We have now 21 departments, including AI and Department of Education. And I can tell you that previous other 17 departments stay in the top 100 of the all over the world in the QS ranking. If you say the subject-wise, departments are there. So there is a clue where it says that it's possible that we can be in the top 10 in the world. Some of the departments are within 50. Some of the departments are within 60. So it is possible that our faculty friends are doing the same level of research which is being done in top classes places. But how to do it? We should have the collaborations, and we should have smaller centers of excellence. Therefore, we have centers of excellence in all the niche areas, and this is very much in line with what G20 declarations. I think you must have seen that what we are proud of the G20 presidency in 2023. And therefore, on the similar lines of that, IIT Kharagpur has aligned all its research, teaching, and education in those areas. You can see that we know that about 76,000 crores was given for semiconductor mission. I think many projects are going to come to IIT Kharagpur. We have the about 10,000 crores was the quantum mission. There also we are going to have projects. Our friends have given projects in that, and every mission that you can think of. We have the affordable centers of excellence in affordable healthcare. We have center of excellence in precision agriculture and food nutrition, which is the requirement of the whole world. Because today you must have seen that in 2020, what happened to us. And I'm grateful to all my the alumni friends that when everything got locked, Vinod Gupta called me and said that, what are you doing? I said, I don't know what is to be done here because everything is closed. Then he said, what happened to all the ward boys? I said, think they will have to starve because they were there only on the money which the pocket money which they used to get from the students. Then he said that, no, give me a proposal and by tomorrow you will get an answer to that. We gave a proposal of $1 million, and I can tell you I'm grateful to all the alumni for that matter, irrespective of who started, who thought, and who planned. But I think for 13 months we were giving to about, you can say about 10,000 families here and Rasan. And that was given by the alumni. So I'm very grateful to all my alumni across the globe that they helped. And therefore, not only this, our country also helped the other countries as well during food. And therefore, something like whenever we talked of agriculture and food nutrition is important. And therefore, we have a center of excellence. We have center of excellence in advanced transportation. We have center of excellence in artificial intelligence and cyber physical systems. We have center of excellence. Of course, some of the things are there in quality and reliability, which existed earlier as reliability engineering when our Subir Chaudhary wanted. In his name, we have Subir Chaudhary Center of Quality and Reliability. Then we have Center of Excellence. Of course, I'm not naming because everybody has said about the law school and the management school, which Vinod Gupta has started. We have also Ron Gupta's Center for Infrastructure. And let me tell you that Government of India has offered another center for urban design and planning to about 300 crores or so to IIT Kharagpur in the architecture department. This is another best that we have got. We have got DRDO Center for next 25 years at this place, which will be DRDO Industry Academia Center of Excellence, which is here, which has already taken place. The project director has joined. And of course, the Ministry of DRDO is working on this, and we will have more and more work in this area. They are working in 4 verticals in this center, and they will be here for the next 25 years or so. I think the centers of excellence, we have Academy of Leadership. You have heard Parthogo's Academy of Leadership. We have Petroleum Engineering, Desarkar. I think this, we have G.S. Sanyal School of Telecommunication, which is the first of that kind. And the telecommunication, if you can think of in the whole country, it was only from IIT Kharagpur when we had the VSNL that we are talking of, VLSI, which started research at this place. So every first that we had at IIT Kharagpur, and therefore I'm quite confident that the support the faculty has, the support our students have, and who are going to become alumni the next 4 years or 5 years of time that they have, I'm sure that this institute will go to the top 10 in the world by 2030. This is my vision. And by 2047, which the vision people say, this campus is already going to be carbon neutral very soon, and we will be 2047, we will be also Vikasit Bharat. At the same time, IIT Kharagpur will be independent by Kharagpur will be independent, and it will like to get no money from the Government of India. This is what I feel, that with the illustrious alumni across the globe, which are 90,000 plus, I am sure that IIT Kharagpur can be run by alumni's fund itself. With this, I welcome each one of you here. I am sure I have taken some more time, but I think it was very essential to tell you that we are no less than anybody in this country. Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you for always inspiring us with your words, sir. Now I would request our Honorable Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, and our respected Deputy Director, Professor Rintu Banerjee, to felicitate all the Vice Presidents present in the auditorium. I would also request other dignitaries on stage to join them.
We would now invite our Vice Presidents on stage, beginning with the senior most. Captain N.S. Mohan Ram. The Vice President from the year, mark the date audience, 1957-1958. Next, we have our Vice President from the batch of 1968-69, Mr. Barun Kumar Roy. Or Mr. Arun Jain from the batch of 1969-1970. Mr. Amit Roy from the batch of 1971-1972. Mr. Yatender Pal Singh Suri, whose tenure was from 1974 to 1975.
Next, we have Mr. Finney Thomas, our Vice President for the academic session 1975 1976. Next, we have Commander Virendra Jaitley, Vice President for the academic session 1978-79. Next, we have Mr. Arjun Sen, Vice President for the academic session 1985-86. Next, we have Mr. Abhinav Sinha, Vice President for the academic session 2002 to 2003.
Moving on, we have Mr. Saket Kumar, Vice President from the academic session 2003-2004. Mr. Arindam Mukherjee, Vice President 2005-2006. Mr. Ninad Lohakare, Vice President from the academic session 2019-2020. Mr. Shivam Singh, whose tenure was from 2020 to 2021. Ms. Devaki Nandana from the academic session 2021 to 2022.
Next, we have Mr. Brahmjot Singh, Vice President 2022-2023. Next, we have Mr. Samar Singh, Vice President for the academic session 2023-2024. Next, we have Mr. Sagar Kumar, Vice President for the academic session 2024-2025.
The list doesn't end here. We also have our vice presidents who have joined us digitally. We begin with Mr. Prabir Gupta, batch of 1960. Mr. Anand Bhaumik, batch of 1988-89. Mr. Supratik Bhaumik, batch of 1985. And Mr. Atal Ashutosh Agarwal, batch of 2017. Thank you so much, honorable dignitaries, for doing the honors. May I please request you all to have a seat.
Okay, so request all to come one by one for 2 minutes to express their feelings.
Okay, so everybody?
One by one.
So it is time we get to hear from our iconic leaders. So may I please have the honor to invite on stage respected Captain N.S. Mohan Ram, Vice President 1957 to 58, to address the gathering.
I am deeply grateful to Director IIT and IIT Kharagpur for inviting me and my wife to this wonderful function. I've had the good fortune to belong to two outfits which recognize veterans, IIT Kharagpur and the Indian Navy. I was mentioned this about the Navy. I worked on the design of INS Godavari in 1974 to 76. I was at the commissioning of the ship in 1983. Indian Navy invited me for the decommissioning in 2012 and honored me. I had the honor of designing the Coast Guard's first seagoing vessel, CGV Vikram, in 1980-81 when I was in Marathon Docks. And the Coast Guard invited me for the decommissioning of the vessel in 2012. So it's very unusual for someone to design something and to see it at the end of its life. And I joined IIT in 1953, in the third batch. All our classes were held in the Hijli building, the old Hijli jail. This building was under construction. There are only two hostels, and Nehru Patel Hall and Nehru Hall. And there's not a single girl student, our loss. And there's only one lady who was doing her PhD, I think Mrs. Nigam. She got married to Professor Nigam here. And my welcome to IIT was very funny because I came 36 hours sitting in a train. I couldn't get a berth. I was covered in soot. I was dog tired. I took the auto rickshaw and came here. And a howling mob greeted me. And I was subjected to every kind of indignity imaginable, unimaginable. It was ragging. And believe it or not, the guys who ragged me became my best friends after 2 or 3 years. My memories of IIT are beautiful, and whatever success I've had in my life is due to the fact that I studied in this wonderful institution. In fact, I had admission in all the colleges in Tamil Nadu, engineering, and I chose a place called Kharagpur, which I did not even heard of, chose a subject of naval architecture. I thought naval was spelled N-A-V-E-L. I didn't know that. And I came and took a chance here. And I think I couldn't have done a better decision. Again, in 1959, when I was selected for MIT, Boston, with full scholarship, I chose to join the Navy. I always taken the path less tread, to quote the famous American poet. I have never regretted it. I think the honor of studying in India's first IIT, of being a pioneer in design in the Navy, and seeing the country go in front of your eyes, there is no greater honor than that. I thank the director and all the people in the dais here for inviting all of us. We came as boys here, we went out as men, and IIT taught us how to handle unambiguity. Let me finish with one more little anecdote. 1957, I was a very strong candidate of President's Gold Medal. The president of Gymkhana was Professor Mitra, who was also my professor. Mitra told me, Mohan Ram, don't go for this VP business. It will affect your chances of President's Gold Medal. I was eccentric. I chose to become VP and not President's Gold Medal. And also, I had such good friends. Everybody else withdrew. I was the only unopposed VP in the history of IIT. And I have no regrets whatsoever, because I don't think there's a PGM's conclave. There's only VP's conclave. And the experience I had of handling a budget of 2.5 lakhs, not a big sum those days, 57, 58, helped me in good stead when I took over TVS Motor Company at a very difficult time and turned it round. All I can say is IIT, it made me what I am today. I am deeply grateful. I am deeply honored. Thank you very much indeed.
For the gathering here, let me just quickly take your short time to announce another first of IIT Kharagpur in the name of Guru Dakshina scheme, which has been again a brainchild of Commander Jetli and Professor Tiwari. And it's my proud privilege to tell that Mr. Ram, he got himself engaged just today morning for the same scheme of Guru Dakshina. Please give him a big loud applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Given the paucity of time, we'd request all our vice presidents to address us briefly for about 2 minutes. Moving on, we invite Mr. Barun Kumar Roy, Vice President, batch of 1968-1969. Over to you, sir.
Since you wanted us to make it brief, so I'll really keep it brief. First of all, let me thank the Institute and the Gymkhana for inviting me and my wife for this particular conclave. Now, I'm from Jamshedpur, basically. And I'm honored to have graduated from the best institute at that time, IIT Kharagpur, and having worked at the best of companies with best of ethos, Tata group of companies, Telco, which is Tata Motors now, and Tata Steel. What value system is, we learned there from the Tata group. I'm really honored. Now, coming back to IIT life. In school life, I was an all-rounder and came out as the best student from school. But what choices did we have at that time? Either medical or engineering. Now, I never wanted to do medical, joined engineering, got into IIT. So I thought, I've really done something great because around 500 students are being recruited every year or they are joining the institute. Now, these 500 students, they're the best that they cream in the country. Now, once I landed up in the institute, I realized what talent we had amongst all our colleagues, and I was really humbled. There was such a challenge to cope up with whatever talents they could display or whatever intellect they had. I joined electronics department that was under Professor Sanyal, and Professor Faruqi was also there. Now the challenges that we undertook, in the second year itself, we had a mess strike. Why I'm narrating this? Because after 70 years, you would know what we had gone through at that time. We had paucity of water. Water will dry out any time. So if you put on your soap and you're ready to take a bath, the taps go dry. So you used to have huge drums where a lot of dirty water used to be there. Used to take bath from there. Then the mess strike hit us badly. Why the mess strike? It started with RK Hall, then spread to other halls. They wanted to become part of the staff of the institute, which the institute would not agree. You would not believe we lasted that period, that crucial period, where the boys started cooking themselves with the help of ladies, the professors' wives coming and helping us and even cooking for us. Then we also now, you can see, the flood waters flooding Ghatal, Kansabati River overflowing. We had it in 67, a huge flood, where again we mobilized all the resources and went out of the way to help the poor. Now, this is, while it goes on, the 65 war also hit us. We could see the war, right at early morning, 4:30, the first strike took place. It was at the Karaikunda Air Base. So these challenges came up one after the other. But at the same time, we wanted to keep up the tempo of the institute. We presented Technology Night at Academy of Fine Arts in 1965. It was a cultural extravaganza. We wanted to show it to the public in general, especially in Kolkata, that technocrats can also do wonders in the cultural field. I had also made them come to Jamshedpur in the St. Xavier's, Xavier Institute, where they performed a cultural show. It was hosted by Tata Company, Tata Steel, perhaps. So throughout the period that we spent here, it has helped us to grow and mature ourselves in such a way so that we could take on challenges. We could take on challenges on our own without any other help coming from outside. I think that's the best thing what I got from IIT Kharagpur. Now in electronics, we did the engineering. There was no scope outside. Recession had set in, Naxalite movement had started. Many of our boys came back. Many of our batchmates had no choice. They did not get the job. They had to come back to IIT Kharagpur to do MTech, which normally as undergrads we always detested. But that was the scenario through which we have gone. But today, when we look back, we really take pride in how the Institute has shaped us up to face life throughout. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite on stage Mr. Arun Jain, Vice President, Academic Session 1969-1970.
Good morning. I think we should start with the IIT slogan, IIT ka tempo high hai. Now, you have asked me to do a very difficult thing because, as VPs, we are supposed to do difficult things. But some of the challenges even are daunting to VPs, like you're asking me to be brief. See, the basis of becoming a VP is to be able to convince people. And convincing people takes time. And you have honed that skill. The entire communication skill has been honed, how to turn people around. But due respect to all your time and to the organizers, I will be brief. I'll just make a mention of two things, which typified IIT for me. And of course, IIT changed my life. One is that during my tenure, the mess trouble which Barun spoke of was continuing. In fact, it got accelerated. So we were negotiating with the political leadership who were representing the staff. And as usual in those days, we are talking about this 69, 70, the gherao culture had come. So we were gheraoed. That was me and the general secretaries of the hostels, or the presidents of the hostels. So in that gherao, there was also a student representing Madam S.N. Hall. And she was also there. And during that thing, the discussions got heated, and there were threats. And we could see that these people who have come to gherao us are outside with sticks. And they were not students, they were not even employees, but that's how politics works. So at the right time, this girl, who's still a friend of mine, started crying. Moment that thing happened, we turned the tables on the... They had to let her out, because you cannot have a girl crying under this pressure and then still you hold it. So she was let out. 30 minutes later, she was out. She went out to all the hostels, and the students gathered together, and in the true IIT spirit, did a counter-gherao. And with the counter-gherao, the negotiations stopped, and the political leadership went on to talk another day. So this, I think, typifies the spirit of IIT and the culture of our state and our country. Finally, the last thing I want to say is that there are many things we learn at IIT. We expose at so many subjects and so many ideas. But I think the thing I carried away from IIT, which has held very good state for me in life, is that I learned how to learn. That is a great skill. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We now have Mr. Amit Roy, whose tenure was from 1971 to 1972.
I passed out in 72. Incidentally, like it's changing, when I passed out, I didn't have a job because I was so confident that all the VPs before me had got jobs before leaving. So, I would let other people go on for but I then spent 10 years with that company, which I joined after that, and then many years with Dabur, and then Pidilite, right? But the important thing is, in work, the learnings from here which help more is the learnings which I had from THG. And this is not as VP here. There's much more before that. Before that means in social and cultural advisor or TGS, and that is where you get in touch with so many bright people and you have to work with them. And that is what helped me throughout in life. And this excellence, which is there, hat tricks, which is happening now, that's brilliant. It's really, really brilliant, right? And everybody here, the students who are there now can be proud of this, right? Mess strikes have always, or hopefully it's no longer there. The last time the Institute invited a conclave like this, it was not VPs, it was VPs and presidents of halls. It was by Mr. Rusi Modi, and that was during a mess strike. This was almost 50 years ago. It would have been sometime in 76 or something like that, right? So, thank you very much. It's great coming here and meeting so many of you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for that gesture, sir. I now invite Mr. Yatinder Pal Singh Suri, who served as the Vice President from 1974 to 1975.
It's perfect timing. 12 baj gaye. Look at your watch, it's 12. So good. 2 minutes, okay. I should finish before 2 minutes are over. So, namaskar and good afternoon, everyone. Well, I would like to share some happy moments of my life. When I got selected for IIT and I got my ranking, I went to IIT Delhi for the orientation. And they asked me, which IIT would you like to join? Although my parents were near Delhi, I said, I want to go to Kharagpur. They said, why Kharagpur? You should be in Delhi. I said, no, my Chacha ji, he was in IIT Kharagpur, so I must go to IIT Kharagpur. So, okay, they said, granted. You will not get electronics, but anything other than electronics you can get. So I opted for mechanical. And then Professor B.R. Sen was there at that time. Then he said, I'm going to give you RK Hall. I said, no, I want RP Hall. He said, why? I said, my Chacha was in RP Hall. He said, believe me, RK Hall is the best hall, and you take RK Hall. So on his insistence, I took RK Hall. So before coming to IIT, I went to meet my grandfather, and another Chacha of mine, he dropped me at the Tatanagar railway station. He said, look, buddy, when you go there, don't just study, but also take part in some other extracurricular activities. You know, your Chacha was the gardening secretary in his final year. What a great achievement he did. So you also must try to be the gardening secretary. So this is how I came to IIT with all those thoughts. I remember the longest platform, I felt honored. Then the IIT bus brought me to the campus and the tower. It's still etched in my memory. This tower gives a different feeling. Whenever I look at any photograph,
I get some goosebumps. As Mohan Ramji said, I say that whatever success I have had in my life, it's all because of IIT Kharagpur, all because of the learnings. My leadership training was in IIT Kharagpur. I remember when I stood for VP's election. Before that, I was president of Mechanical Engineering Society. So, soap boxes used to happen. And in SN Hall, I happened to say that I'm going to cut the budget of newspaper. And there was a girl, my, of course, colleague, Nobunita. She still wanted to rag me. She said, so how will you cut the budget, with a scissor or something, And then I remember we were going for the inter-IIT at IIT Delhi. And the previous year, we were the last. And this year, we had ambition to be the best, number one. And we decided, along with Professor K.C. Sahu, that we will not take the girls. So it would be an all-male contingent. Then V.S. Chauhan, who was a decathlon champion at that time, he had come for our sports day. And after the sports day, when we were standing outside the Gymkhana building, all the girls came and gheraued me. The gherao culture was there, as somebody mentioned, so they gheraued me. And this Chauhan said, Suri, you're so lucky, so many girls have gheraued you. And the girls questioned me, they said, why are you being so this thing, why this gender bias? You must take the girls. So I talked to Professor Sahu and we agreed to take them along. And we came third in that year, I remember. I didn't have to struggle for a job. Tata Motors picked me up from the campus. And Mukund Steel also wanted me because one of the IIT alumni was head of their HR. They wanted me to join. But on that particular day, when they came for interviews, one of the students committed suicide. So I was busy the whole day, running between the cops and the hospital and the parents. So I didn't luckily take up that job. So I learned, of course, the ethical values at the Tata Group. Of course, my father was in Tata Steel, my grandfather was in Tata Steel, 3 generations of Tata blood in me. And that also helped me. And in Tata Motors, I remember when the chairman wanted to meet 20 brightest engineers, I was one amongst them. And my boss was also there amongst those 20 guys. He was from IIT Roorkee. And he asked him, sir, we are the only producer of trucks, and why we are making such a small little profit? You increase the cost, increase the price, and let's make big profit. And he got angry. He said, what are you handling? He said, I'm handling engine shop. How many engines you are making? He said, 40 a day. He said, you make 100 a day and we'll be profitable. So don't pass on your inefficiency to the customer. So that was also a learning, one small meeting with the chairman and you learn something which remains in your mind and rest of your life, it becomes a guiding the north, the true north. I got the fastest promotion in Tata Motors, till date it is a record. And then as Professor Tiwari was mentioning a few hours back, that IITians can do anything. Yes, another IITian had started a steel plant. It was an ailing steel plant. He said, Suri, you come and join my team, senior management team. We became the most efficient run plant. Then I changed over to alloy steel, and then stainless steel. And then I went into e-commerce. E-commerce, as you all know, if I ask the young boys, they'll say it's electronic commerce. No, I called it ethical commerce. Because e-commerce has no hanky-panky, what you can do, cuts here and cuts there. It's a very transparent way of doing business. So the first e-commerce in steel, we started. And the first e-commerce transaction of sale, Steel Authority, happened on my platform. And then the biggest and the oldest stainless steel company in Finland, they took notice of me, and then they offered me a job to set up their subsidiary in India. And in 2006, I decided to join them. In 2019, I superannuated, and then I decided to shift to the hills near Nainital. But then, the feeling to give back to the society had all along been there while I was with Outokumpu, the Finnish company. We started the CII, Corrosion Management Committee, and my theme or my vision of life, which everybody used to tease me, is to make India stainless. And that theme continues to haunt me and continues to propel me. I am the national co-chairman of CII Corrosion Management Committee, and I'm very happy to steer the National Mission on War Against Corrosion, which was also done under the instructions of Prime Minister Modi ji when he met Barack Obama in 2014. And he said the countries must work together on corrosion control. Almost 8 lakh crore is lost on corrosion, and there is a big scope to control the corrosion. And so I'm going to meet Professor Tiwari separately on one-to-one and see what IIT and CII, IIT Kharagpur and CII can do together to control the corrosion losses in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Up next is Mr. Finney Thomas, whose tenure was from 1975 to 1976.
Good afternoon to everybody. It's my privilege and my honor to be here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I just want to talk of 3 things that this place taught me about. The first is on leadership. Obviously, all of us who are here as VPs, we learned leadership here. I was here during the Silver Jubilee celebration of this IIT. It was a very busy year. We had a huge number of occasions when we had time for celebration. We had inter-IIT, we had the inter-university tennis championships, plenty of activity. And it was also a year where there were 5 deaths on the campus and among students. So all that taught me a lot about leadership. The second thing that IIT, if I look back, taught me was about equality. Before I came to this campus, I grew up in Calcutta and had hardly met much people other than Bengalis. But the first Sardarji that I met was on the campus here. I have never met Sardarjis before. And so were people from Maharashtra. I had never met people from Maharashtra. We had a whole lot of people from Maharashtra. So my horizon widened, and there was absolutely no difference between a first year and a final year. I have, in fact, today more friends from other batches than I have from my own batch. And it was not just among students. You were friendly with ward boys, you were friendly with mess workers, and you'd be surprised to know today the highlight of my visit is going to meet my Dhobi, who was here 50 years back. I have linked up with him, and he's meeting me at Patel Hall in this evening. So equality was something, another thing which taught me, which was here. And the last, and not the least, was humility. As was said earlier on, when you came to IIT, you thought you were a great guy. When you came here and you saw people who could play musical instruments better than you can, who can play sports much better, and in case of studies, obviously there were more brilliant guys around. So you learned to be humble. And that's something which I have carried forward. I try not to talk about my achievements. I try not to project myself in all what I have done. You know, whenever you're in a social gathering, there's that itch within you which tells you, tell them you're an engineer, tell them you're from IIT Kharagpur. That thing is always there, and I try to suppress that and remain humble. Today I am involved in charity work. We look after minor girls rescued from sex trafficking. For the last 10 years I've been doing that, and that has also taught me to stay humble. So thank you once again. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite on stage Commander Virendra Jaitley, whose tenure as a VP was from 1978 to 1979.
Thank you very much. Before I start speaking something, I'm inviting one young boy. His name is Kushal Sharma from Kharagpur town. Kholo beta isko. And I'm really thankful to our director who took the initiative of inviting all of us for this first VP's conclave. So, sir, here is for you on behalf of all the VPs. I'm very, very Okay, thank you, Kushal. Okay, so this was a sort of a very small token of appreciation for our director. And how I landed in Kharagpur, I came from Jammu, J&K. I got a first position in pre-university. My professor asked me, where are you going? मैंने कहा, sir, REC Srinagar. जम्मू का रहने वाला हूँ, श्रीनगर जाऊँगा. कहता, बेवकूफ, go to IIT. मैंने कहा, sir, what is that? मैंने IIT का नाम नहीं सुना था. To cut the story short, finally I landed in IIT Delhi. फॉर्म भरा तो उसमें फर्स्ट चॉइस IIT खड़गपुर एरोनॉटिकल डिपार्टमेंट, सेकंड चॉइस नेवल आर्किटेक्चर डिपार्टमेंट IIT खड़गपुर, थर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स IIT खड़गपुर. कहता तो दिल्ली वाला खड़गपुर क्यों जा रहा है? मैं कहा जी मैंने बंगाल के बारे में बहुत स्टोरीज पढ़ी हैं. If you see the list of scientists, maximum Bengal. Spiritual leaders, maximum Bengal. Revolutionaries, maximum Bengal. तो मुझे लगता है मैं पिछले जन्म में शायद बंगाली ही था. तो मैं बंगाल में ही जाना चाहता हूँ. No Delhi, no IIT, Bombay, no Kanpur, nothing straight away first choice here. Then he said, why aeronautical? You will buddy get job only in HAL. मैं कहता okay, naval architecture. कहता है bloody useless job. Put electronics as first. So I put electronics as first. हम टीचर की बात मान जाते थे जो बोलते थे उन दिनों में. So that is how I got electronics and landed here खड़गपुर. इधर आया तो सीधा उन्होंने RK हॉल लिख दिया. तो मैं सोचा कोई हॉल होगा बहुत बड़ा. हॉल लिखा है. But anyway, रैगिंग वैगिंग जो भी हुआ सो हुआ. एक हफ्ते के बाद बोलते हैं यहाँ पर इलेक्शन है. तो मैंने कहा इलेक्शन है, VP का इलेक्शन उन दिनों जुलाई में होता था. तो कौन है? कहते सूरी है खड़ा हमारे हॉल का. मैं ये कौन है सूरी यार? देखते हैं कौन है. So suddenly देखा कि सरदार सामने से आ रहा है. कहते ये सूरी है. And then from that day onwards he became a mentor. And I was in first year, he was in final year. And उस टाइम से मेरे दिमाग में वो बीज बैठ गया कि मैं भी किसी दिन शायद VP बनूंगा. लेकिन it so happened I became in the pre-final year GSEC Sockencal. तो मैंने कहा यार मेरा VP का सपना तो खत्म हो गया. अब तो GSEC Socken बन गया. क्योंकि the previous history said whoever tried to become VP after GSEC he never succeeded. He lost the election. But my GSEC tenure became so good, courtesy my VP that time, Arindam Banerjee, who is in Australia probably, very good chap, very gentle chap, very humble. So I got the chance to come little bit in the forefront a bit more. So when the VP election came, so RK Hall people said, hey Jetri, come on for the VP. I said, nahi yaar, no problem, sorry. But seniors, even my professors also, he said, hey Jetri, you can do it. So finally, I gave up. So I stood for VP and I again won with a thumping majority. Though my opponent was a top class national level debater orator. और मैं उसके सामने कुछ नहीं था, लेट मी टेल यू. तो मुझे बहुत डर था कि 100 बॉक्स में तो ये मेरी धजियां उड़ा देगा. लेकिन फिर मैंने देखा कि 100 बॉक्स में भी when things come from your heart, it has a different meaning altogether. That flowery language doesn't work there. So I won the election with a thumping majority and became a VP. And मैं अभी भी सोचता हूँ जो नहीं सीखा IIT की किताबों में और क्लासों में, वो मैंने सीखा जिमखाना की मीटिंगों में. सच बता रहा हूँ. Today, if any place, with God's grace, I have been very, very successful. Whatever job I have taken in my hand, I have been successful in that. And let me tell you, credit goes to those 2 years in Gymkhana, sir. Really, I tell you. A lot to learn there, a lot to learn. And I'm telling you, all the VPs, they will just agree with me. What you learn as a VP is great, is really great. That is why I was just looking at my WhatsApp group. VP's Conclave at KGP. When did I start? 6th September 2017. 2017 को मैंने वो ग्रुप शुरू किया था ये सोच करके किसी दिन वीपीज कॉन्क्लेव होगा, तो 2017 के बाद आज 7 साल के बाद फाइनली दिस इज हैपनिंग। सो अगर आप कुछ ड्रीम करोगे, उसको परस्यू करते रहोगे तो होगा, किसी ना किसी दिन तो होगा, और ये हो रहा है। एंड लेट मी आल्सो नाउ टेल, here are 2 illustrious people who are sitting here, the VPs, who happen to be in my book which I recently wrote, 100 great IITians dedicated to the service of the nation. 100 great IITians. This again, how the idea came to me, when I was in the Pan IIT, I used to think and see कि those people who used to come from abroad, उनको तो IITs, they used to give a red carpet welcome. और जो हिंदुस्तान में इतना बढ़िया काम करते हैं, उनको घास नहीं डाली जाती, सभी IITs में। मैंने कहा यार इनकी स्टोरीज भी आनी चाहिए, और जब ढूंढने शुरू किए, ऑब्वियसली खड़गपुर की स्टोरीज आर मैक्सिमम इन माय बुक, अराउंड 20-25 के आसपास होंगी, and others 13-15 के आसपास। And 2 illustrious people are sitting here in that book. One is Captain N.S. Mohan Ram जी, उनके लिए जरा जोर से ताली बजाई जाए। And दूसरे हमारे YP सिंह सूरी जी, उनके लिए भी ताली बजाई जाए। I feel so happy, and that book people are finding it very, very good. Sir, I think you have also got good number of copies now to present to the various VVIPs also, I believe you have now. So all over, I'm getting, people from the other IITs, directors, they're asking, Jetli, this is a book which is going to be a sort of the so-called Bible boliye ya jo bhi boliye for the first year students. During their induction program, they must read it. That's what they are thinking. So anyway, I owe a lot to this place, and I feel I am what I use the word crazy KGPN. I am a crazy KGPN. And I believe so are most of the VPs also. Crazy. We have not tapped their potential till now, the VPs. With this first conclave, I think it's a beginning. अपने डायरेक्टर साहब ऑलरेडी बोल चुके हैं कि हर साल करनी चाहिए। मैं तो सोच रहा था हर 4 साल के बाद करनी चाहिए, डायरेक्टर साहब से कहते हैं हर साल करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा था अब इन्होंने इतना सुंदर ब्लेजर भी दे दिया हम सबको, तो ब्लेजर कब काम आएगा? ऑब्वियसली नेक्स्ट ईयर काम आएगा, या नेक्स्ट उसमें कॉन्क्लेव में काम आएगा, डेफिनेटली। So we can think of every year or every 4 years, 2 years, जो भी है. But yes, this VP's conclave, I tell you, they can contribute a lot to IIT. To a lot. This time, around, let's say, मिला करके जो online थे, around 25 have participated. We don't have any connection with another around 25 or 30. We don't have any connection till now. So we have to find out that. And with that, I'm sure when the next time we gather, it will be around 40 of us at least we will be gathering. And as Debashish has just mentioned, that Guru Dakshina jo humne shuru kiya hai, VPs can help a lot in that, in mobilizing the people. People listen to you even today. I know Suri साहब इनका पूरा बैच इनकी बात मानता है, पूरा बैच, और इनके जूनियर्स भी जिन्होंने इनको वोट दिया हुआ है, they look up to him. Same thing with Finney Thomas, or everybody, let us say. Am I right? All those people who are junior to you, who have voted for you, they look up to you. Oh, he was the VP during our time. So you can contribute a lot to this IIT. So with that, thank you very much. So nice.
Thank you so much, sir, for your address. We now invite Mr. Arjun Sen from the batch of 1985-1986.
First of all, thank you all for creating this visionary opportunity. I think as we all sit here in this auditorium, we just are scratching on the surface on what this gathering can do for us. I also want to thank the 85-86 batch, because we were one of the only batches, I think, who did not have a Spring Fest. If you go back to the mess strike and at that time, the teachers' union strike that was going on, it was impacting us every year. And we decided to take and go all the way to make sure we find a permanent solution. Life was not easy, but at the end, before we left, IITs started having restaurants, which was not there till then. One of the things IIT taught me is how to work with people smarter than me. When I joined, in my department, there were 10 people in aeronautical. Each one of them I looked at by saying, wow, they're the toppers in their school, and I right away told myself, I'm committing myself to finish top 10, and focused on the 10th position. And that wasn't bad. Another thing to look at is, after IIT, life changed. I became a motivational speaker. I was the president of Pan IT USA. And a big flip that happened when I started looking at other campuses. Have to admit, at IIT, I was decently arrogant. I felt it was us students who define IIT. It was us who go through JEE who define IIT. A light bulb went on when I realized, unfortunately, me as a student, and some of us, we come here, use the degree and move forward. The people who matter are the people who are sitting right here. These are amazing individuals who could be employed anywhere on the planet, okay? But they have made a choice every day for years to be here. During my days, when the mess strike, everything was going on, there were individual faculty members like Professor Y.P. Singh, Professor Purohit, Professor Sridhar. I could go to their house for a cup of tea even at midnight, and these were the Dronacharyas in my life. What we learned from each one of them is absolutely amazing. I want to finish by sharing with you by saying that life gives us opportunities. When life gives us opportunities, like Professor Tiwari, you gave us this opportunity, Jetli sir, pranam to you for creating this. Rest of us have to take a step and make the best out of this. I also want to share a personal big opportunity which is coming to all of us, and I'm instrumental in creating that. And I'll share more details, but the highlight of that is we IITians need a big branding. And I really feel our brand that connects all of us is resilience. We do not give up. Each one of you, if you look at in your personal life, there have been challenges that you have not given up. Shujit Sarkar, one of India's highly recognized directors, who has produced movies, most recently directed movies like Sardar Udham, Piku Pink. His next movie is coming to theaters on November 22nd. And the movie is about the story of IIT and resilience. We'll share more details about that, but to me, I really think that that could be a great opportunity for us to share the pride for each one of us. But again, I want to finish one more time. Please, let us give a big applause to each individual, their families who make it happen. I bow to each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Continuing with the trail, we have Mr. Abhinav Sinha from the batch of 2002-2003.
Respected Director Sir, Deputy Director Ma'am, and esteemed deans on the dais, on the stage, and my dear friends and seniors and juniors who have shared the joy of being a VP at KGP. Let me start by expressing my very deep gratitude towards KGP. Everyone has shared how this place has molded and shaped into who we are. I think KGP has meant so much to all of us, and everyone can appreciate as our life grows, we find different meaning to this aspect of how we bond and how we associate with KGP. Let me start with a very small anecdote. I was very, when you are preparing for JEE, you always look at, here is rank 1 on the newspapers, rank 2, rank 3. So rank 1 तो नहीं आया, पर मेरा rank 1 में मतलब एक और 1 लग गया. So I got 1001. So 1001. But it gave me the taste of being rank 1 on one day, because counseling used to happen rank 1 to 1000 on day 1, and then 1001 to 2000 on day 2. So second day का मैं rank 1 था. So anyways, ended up here in Kharagpur, and what an amazing journey it has been. I just wanted to share that the most important way in which I have seen I have been able to contribute is by coming back to the campus and hiring from campus. It gives a certain sense of joy. It gives a certain sense of being associated with the young batches. From OYO, the company which I have been part of the founding team, we have hired close to about 100 people from campus, and off campus another 300 odd. And this continues. I think I really would like to end by saying that this forum, this association, is a very, very important step, and we need many more such forums, maybe forum for President Gold Medal winners of the past, right? Examples like these or forums like these are important to create opportunities for alums to bond. I have, in my own limited journey, seen that the reasons to engage and reasons to bond keep evolving. Right out of college, nostalgia was a reason enough. It was enough of a reason for me to come back every year and bond with the institute. But as you grow in your life, you need more reasons. And some people are looking for how KGP connects with their sense of purpose. Some may be looking at how KGP connects with their sense of learning or their sense of growth. And I think these forums will help alums really discover their reason to connect with the institute, reason to bond, and reason to give back. So I'm a huge fan of this happening, and I hope many such events happen in the future and we are all able to come together and make more of those happen. So thank you again, and KGP ka tempo high hai.
Thank you, sir. Let's now hear from Mr. Saket Kumar, 2003 to 2004.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, on this stage, I have come for many reasons. And for the first time when I came here on this stage, I was doing a theater. And almost every year, I have performed something on this stage. So, I'm very emotional about this. I used to perform Ramdhari Singh Dinkar's Rashmi Rathi almost 3 hours, solo performance here. More than 25 times in my 5-year I have performed here. So I'll start from one of the piece that is written by him, and which also, somehow communicates to the spirit of the leadership and what we have always gone through by being in our tenure or even later on when we are representing IIT Kharagpur. So it starts with something like, "Ho gaya purn agyatwas, Pandav लौटे वन से साहस, पावक में कनक सदृश तपकर वीरत्व लिए कुछ और प्रखर, नस नस में तेज प्रवाह लिए कुछ और नया उत्साह लिए। सच है विपत्ति जब आती है कायर को ही दहलाती है, शूरमा नहीं विचलित होते क्षण एक नहीं धीरज खोते, विघ्नों को गले लगाते हैं कांटों में राह बनाते हैं, जो आ पड़ता सब सहते हैं उद्योग निरत रहते हैं, शूलों का मूल नसाने को चढ़ खुद विपत्ति पर छाने को, है कौन विघ्न ऐसा जग में टिक सके वीर नर के मग में, खमठोक ठेलता है जब नर पर्वत के जाते पांव उखड़, मानव जब जोर लगाता है पत्थर पानी बन जाता है। तो मैं ऐसे तो बहुत लंबा है और मैं 3 घंटे नहीं कंटिन्यू करना चाहता हूँ इसके लिए, बट आई वुड स्टार्ट फ्रॉम अ फैक्ट जो मैं हमेशा यहाँ 5 साल अपने बारे में छिपाता रहा। I have been a dyslexic child, or I started my schooling from class 6. Almost 11 साल तक I was not able to read or write even a line. So that was a problem. So that I kind of यहाँ पर लोगों से मैं थोड़ा छिपाता रहा हमेशा. But one of the incidents when I came to IIT Kharagpur, it was like landing to a place safe zone. इधर आ जाओ कोई कुछ नहीं बोलेगा उसके बाद. Everything is safe. But in my second year, I met Professor G.S. Sanyal, and I'm pretty sure all the VPs, they have interacted with Professor Sanyal or unse inspired hue hain. We used to call ourselves Millennium Batch because we came here in 2000. So when I met Professor Sanyal, I was very impressed. He was over with all his responsibilities, starting from assistant professor, associate professor, hall dean, Gymkhana president, even director. So he was very free. Or when I met him, I said that, can you be my guide? So then we decided that, okay, how we'll structure it. So he accepted that, yes, I'll be your guide for graduation, post-graduation, both. But 1,000 days we have to, collaborate in your stay here. Or every week we used to meet almost 10 hours to 15 hours. That was our schedule. बहुत सारे काम किए हमने rural outside campus में, to go and rural development, microfinancing here to rickshaw wala, sabji wala, and all different kind of people. So in fact, there are many programs that he also designed for me, because when he asked that, what is the subject that, because you're from maths and computing, I am from electrical engineering, so what is the subject that you want to, take up? So, with some crazy idea, I said life. And he said that then you are at the right place and I'm there for you. और उसके बाद से the learning that was there. In fact, I was not very much involved with my academics till I became VP. But and it was all inspired by him, that if you want to do something, get more involved, get some more power. One of the things he always used to mention, that the biggest power is student's power. A student has a power to transform his own life. If a student wants to become an IAS officer, he can become. If a student wants to become a politician, he can become. Other people who are no more students, they have to carry on their life for whatever decisions they have already made when they are students. So, some of the very unique perspective he gave me, and when we were doing all this tech GC, and how he was saying that how to democratize the education system, especially in IITs, and how it can go up to inter-IIT level, and everything, he was guiding me. I was just a puppet. I was just a performer. He was the director. And, while doing all these tech GC, Kshitij, and many other things, we interacted with more than 200 research scholars and young professors and professors, innovative professors, and almost 15 different engineering segments. I learned a lot of things during my tenure as a VP. So, jitna bolu ki what I have gained from IIT Kharagpur will be less, or I think I'm still learning, and still I'm interacting with a lot of professors and learning what they are doing, and trying to do something out of this. One of the things that we did with Professor Sanyal was we studied 100 years of annual report of Stanford University. And what was the impact of Stanford University to transform a Bay Area into a Silicon Valley, which led the whole technology revolution, this whole thing. हम लोग हमेशा बोलते हैं KGP का सबसे बड़ा problem है कि location disadvantage है. But I think he always said that this is a one advantage. बाकी ना IIT दिल्ली ना IIT बॉम्बे कोई भी Bay Area से Silicon Valley नहीं बन सकता है, but IIT Kharagpur has that potential because there is a vacuum. So these were his vision. I'm just putting. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite on stage Mr. Arindam Mukherjee, whose tenure was from 2005 to 2006.
Good afternoon. It's a bit strange that the heart still races when you get onto this stage, even till this day, almost after 25 years of graduating from this campus. But yeah, I think I just wanted to share 3 stories from my life while during this KGP period. The first one was in my first year. And I just landed and I was in JCB Hall at that point in time. And we were having some interaction with seniors. And there was this guy who is right now here, Abhinav, and he was addressing us. And I was like, wow, he has quite a charisma. And I was like, who is this guy? And that's when I heard that, okay, there's something called the vice president of the Gymkhana. And I thought, like, wonderful. I really look forward to maybe kind of interfacing or talking to this guy someday. And then towards the end of our first year, during the election period, comes this other guy, Saket, and who was campaigning at that point in time. And I was like, wow, like this. And you just heard him, so I'm pretty sure you know like how convincing he was even back then. Like, wow, like seems like vice presidents of the Gymkhana are really like wonderful storytellers, wonderful in terms of convincing people. And I always looked up to these people. Fast forward to my third year, and that's the second story. Fast forward to my third year when I was contesting for the elections. I think all of us who are VPs would remember who our opponent was. If I'm not wrong, I think all of us would know that, right? And my opponent was someone called Sahil, and we were very good friends even till this day. I won by only 26 votes. So unlike a lot of you who were unopposed, mine was a very, very closely fought election. And, but we were friends then, we are friends now. In fact, we both live in the same apartment complex even today. So I was quite inspired by him also, Sahil. In fact, he ended up becoming one of my recommenders when I was applying to business school. And it's very kind of weird to have your opponent recommend you. And when I made that decision back then, I was like, no, I think he knows me really well. He knows me closely, and he has seen both sides of me. So, and that was another person who I was inspired by. So it's not just the VPs, but also, I think the opponents who we fought in the elections, they have also inspired us and pushed us to really go beyond what we could have potentially achieved. And that brings me to the third story, where when I had become the vice president, and this was my time to address the first years, and I still remember that day when the entire Netaji auditorium was full of the first year students, and it was my time to get onto this stage and address the first years. And I told them one thing, that IIT Kharagpur had not won the Inter-IIT Sports General Championship for quite a few years back then, and I think like this is the one aim which I have, that by the end of this tenure we will win it. And it was my time to actually inspire, because I was like inspired by then from my seniors, from my opponent, from my peers. It was my time to kind of inspire the rest of the campus. We ended up winning it that year, right? So, and that was a big learning for me. Like once you are really inspired, you are in a great position to inspire a whole lot of people. And today, walking on into this campus once again, hearing from like past VPs, I feel that same kind of inspiration once again. I feel like I've been inspired all over again, as if I am back to 2002 when I was in my first year. And I'm walking away inspired, looking forward to inspire a lot more people, not just from my batch, but from other batches as well, and hopefully to contribute back to the campus as well. So thank you so much for this opportunity, for putting this together. Really humbled and full of a lot of gratitude. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Mr. Ninad Lohakre from the batch of 2019-2020.
Hi, hello. So if I actually think back to the whole tenure, first actually thanks a lot for everyone to just organize this great meeting. Everyone who we saw on the leaderboard in the Gymkhana. So we used to go and we would see names that, oh, these were the great people we had before us, and seeing them live in front of us, it's an absolute honor. So thank you so much. But if I actually think about the one learning that I had from the whole VP tenure, right from the first year when I thought that I wanted to be the VP, is that life is a series of tipping points. It's a series of small decisions that change the outcome of everything going ahead. Be it the decision to, for every one of us, the decision to contest, the decision to choose that we want to go ahead with this. It is a hard process, right? Night-long grooming, prepping for the SOPs, just being there, everyone is like shouting at you. And even in the tenure, and a very major sort of decision that came during my tenure was the COVID pandemic. So Tiwari sir had just taken office, and we were just trying to understand how things are working, and COVID struck. And we made a bold decision that we'll take care of our kids in campus. It was a very, so you know that IIT Kharagpur is not self-sufficient in terms of we don't grow our own food. We don't, our workers come from outside. We are heavy exposure sort of a community, and we need to manage all this. So the resilience that everyone in the whole system showed when we were there, and the fact that everyone, Tiwari sir, myself, we were there till the last student left the campus. We arranged buses to send students back home. We arranged trains to send students back home. And that whole experience is so humbling because the whole world was crashing down. Everything everywhere was just crashing down. And when other institutes were emptying their colleges, our decision was that we can't afford for our students to get infected on the way home. So we'll wait till the biggest phase of the pandemic goes away, and then we'll start sending the people out. And we would have long late night conversations in the boardroom in main building. We would be sitting on figuring out how to do this. How do we manage workers? We arranged accommodation for workers inside campus. We did a lot of things, but a very humbling experience. And the small decision to stay in campus, to be there for everyone was I think what defined the whole tenure. So I think amongst all of us, I had the longest tenure per se because the elections got postponed and I sort of extended my tenure by 6 months more. But I will not give a second thought to go and live it again. It was absolutely a wonderful time, and it's great to be back on campus. Great to be standing on this dais where we gave our induction speech. Absolutely amazing experience. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for organizing this. It's a super proud moment to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ninad. I now invite on stage Mr. Shivam Singh, whose tenure was from 2020 to 2021.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I feel really honored to be standing here with all the legendary folks that I've heard of, I've seen. I always wish to see how, the whole cohort, when it comes and basically passes on their knowledge to us. Yeah. Okay. So I think there are multiple instances where I would say during our tenure we feel at, I think nothing can be worse, yaar ye kyun ho raha hai, and multiple moments in which the situation of, I would say, giving up comes, because ultimately it's, though the election phase is there, but when you are experiencing different things in your life which you hadn't expected, how would you react to it? And I would say life is more about how you react to it than what actually is happening to you. Similarly, my tenure also, I'd say I'm an athlete. I was a national level athlete before coming to IIT Kharagpur, born to an soldier, so that kind of discipline was built in me. But when I came into the campus, it was a whole different vibe. I was with the topmost students, the topmost folks that were there, and I still remember Mayank gave us his speech when basically we joined in, and that time, being a sports person,
I always dreamed कि GSEC sports बनना है. It's something that was there in my mind कि, and also the GSEC sports back then was my sister's classmate, and he was the person who kind of indulged me कि इंडू में आजा IIT खड़गपुर में. So that's how it all started. Wanted to, I would say from the very initial stages, I had that motivation to contribute, because when you are born in an army family, you know what comes with that. To contribute to the organizations that you are working for, to contribute to, I would say, all the individuals that you meet, to inspire and to learn from them. So my tenure was pretty unconventional. I would say where Ninad ended, I took it. It was, I think, the one major thing that I have learned across the whole scenario or this whole tenure was to basically overcome uncertainty. How to take that calculated risk in a time where you have 900 students who are typically 30 plus aged, staying with you in the campus. You have the second wave of COVID breaking. You know that 3 lakh plus cases per day are coming, and all of a sudden at the age of 22 you realize when people basically die, they are no more with you. Ultimately, the realization that came during my tenure actually brought a different perspective to the way I live beyond that. I think it was a very grieving situation for us. I think always Ninad was there, Vishal was there to even have that discussion that, this call has to be taken, but, how should we take it? Because no one had the answer, I would say. You could not have the right answer at any point in time. You just had to basically make sure, whatever you are doing, you're doing with your whole heart. You were ready to give it all at that instance in time. I think there was a lot of discussion that I had with VKT sir, that ye karna chahiye, kyun nahi karna chahiye, and during the second wave, we took a call. Rather than sending students back, we'll make them stay in campus and we'll take care of them. And that was again a very hard call looking at that situation in time, but it looked more sensible. I still remember the whole committee was more or less in the same motion ki sahi ho raha hai ki nahi, and will we be able to do it? But that's the resilience of IIT Kharagpur. I would say that we stood by what we stand, and I think in a period of around 26 days we were able to reverse that up. So it was like April 28 that we started getting the cases. By May 26 we had around I think less than 10 cases in the campus. That's how we handled the second wave of COVID. And again, there were a lot of, I would say, we had one constant discussion ki casualty nahi honi chahiye koi si bhi. And because students are there, they are our responsibility in one sense. Feeling that responsibility and working towards it, I'd say that has been and that will be my biggest ever achievement in my whole life. I think when 900 people's lives are put on you, and you have to manage it with the other professors, the folks that are already present in campus, and just ensure that zero casualties happen. That is how I'd say, that is what defined me as a person. That is what defines also the vice presidential position of what value it carries towards the student community. I think that's majorly been the major learning, I would say, handling uncertainty, being humble about it, and always taking one step at a time and converting it, basically executing it. Whatever you have planned, execute, so that things are working along. So So that's majorly it. I think I'm really, really grateful that this event has been called off. And great execution again, I would say, Saga, the team here. It's been awesome to again meet up with obviously Nina, Devki, and the generation that was there before us and that came after us. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shivam. Next up, we have Ms. Devaki Nandana from the academic session 2021-2022.
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I thank all the dignitaries on the dais for giving us this opportunity and for getting us all together here on this day. Talking about my experience, it started from there, somewhere at the back, the first day of my induction. I was late because I don't know where Netaji Auditorium was. So I was standing at the end of the line. So it was fully crowded. A movie was being screened. The movie was titled Hisley Detention Camp to IIT Kharagpur. And I was just lost at the end of the crowd. I didn't know even how to speak Hindi. And I was completely lost that day. But the movie meant something. It just sparked in me that everything is possible. Because that's what the history of this place says. How we have turned the tables from Hisley Detention Camp to the first IIT in the world, just like our directors have said. Then, yeah, talking about tenure, it was really memorable one. I had multiple conversations with directors here also, where we used to have hard negotiations. Sir, with his enormous experience, used to tell me, Devki, this is how things work, or these are the challenges that you are going to face. And then we used to put up our statements to him, ki, sir, okay, this is what students are feeling and all. But at the end of the day, he always treated us like his kids. He always used to say yes at the end. But the track used to be rough. Like, he used to take us through all the negotiations and all. And that surely helps me today with my experienced clients. When I face the clients who are of sir's age or who are like way more seniors to me, and I still feel confident in talking to them because that's what this IIT has taught. And on the ending note, I won't keep it long. I think like as I go through all these LinkedIn and all, or when I see the updates of other IITs or other institutions, a lot of things happen across other IITs. I stay updated, like I keep in touch with my friends. What are the happenings in today's world? Say be it in the entrepreneurship world, or like we have many people from Army, Navy and all here. I think the vision of KGP for tomorrow should be by KGPNs, of KGPNs and for KGP. And we all should come together to put that every brick to build our KGP in the way we wanted. And I feel so privileged to be part of this event where we also got to know about Guru Dakshina. And yeah, thank you for the initiative, and I'm really looking forward to be the part of the glorious journey of IIT KGP, where we'll surely do it into the top 10 of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Devaki. I would now like to invite on stage Mr. Brahmajot Singh, whose tenure was from 2022 to 2023.
Hello everyone. Respected Director Sir, Professor V.K. Tiwari, Professor N2 Banerjee, all the respected deans, and the legendary VPs of TSG. A great round of applause for all of you. So, sitting and addressing people standing at this dais has been one of a very unique points throughout my tenure. My first year began when I came to KGP. We were having our induction program. We were a batch of 1,600 students. Netaji was jam-packed, and all of a sudden, generally in those days, the induction program was not very fun. People used to come and give speeches. We used to get bored as well. But then last day, we had the introduction to the student representatives at that point of time. So many came. Similarly, at that point of time, Ninad was the VP. He came, he addressed us. It was an entirely different experience that I've never had before. The room was full of energy and everyone was completely focusing on what's being talked about. And the way he conducted the stage, he held the audience, everything, the persona, the charisma, while he was on the stage, and the other representatives as well, that gave me an inspiration that yes, agar kuch karna hai to yaar, by the end of the time you graduate, you have to have that personality ki haan, you can also manage such a crowd, you can hold a stage, and you have that authority and confidence when you speak to people. So that was the time when the thought that yes, I have to do something that builds my personality in such a manner. So things went on, and then we had the first elections as secretaries, but unfortunately COVID struck. So those elections could not be conducted, right? But I think it was in fate, and back when I came after COVID, after the campus restored, again, it was the election timeline, and I thought, yes, I should give it a try, and I contested, and by everyone's support, everyone, my seniors, even my predecessor, Devki, Shivam was there, they also held in the preparation, and I finally got elected. And from then onwards, every single day as a vice president has been cherished. During my tenure, the major task was because we were reviving from COVID. That tenure was the first tenure that when everything had to be carried out fully fledgedly in an offline scenario. Be it academics, be it fests, be it society, everything. Because managing such a big machinery and reviving it back from COVID was a very difficult task. But I was very helpful that we had students along with us, we had experienced faculty over here who held us along every point of the tenure. Although we did have differences of opinion at times, but yes, there was always a discussion, and we landed up at a solution that we together took forward and went ahead. During the time of my tenure, there have been multiple instances when we had serious discussions, I would say very tough decisions that had to be made. But the bottom line being that the administration, Professor Tiwari, be it other deans, because I've worked with a lot of them. So they were always supportive in it. They used to tell from their experience ki nahi yaar, you should think about it in this particular manner, aise theek hoga, this would be better. We used to give feedback from our experience. What is the student's point of view on this? And collectively we would go ahead with it. And I think that taught a lot to me. Rather than just thinking in one particular perspective, accommodating others' perspective, and taking a call was something that is very important and also helps me in today's time when I work along with teams in my company. So that was all. I say that being the vice president, whether getting elected or not, but just contesting for the post teaches you a lot. And being at the post adds a completely new horizon to it. And this has been one of the most cherished experiences of my KGP life. That's all. Thank you. And lastly, I would also like to thank the administration, Professor Tiwari, Sagar, and his entire team, and Mr. Jaitley for organizing this VP's Conclave, because we have been hearing it since Ninad's time, then Shivam's time, then Devki, then me, then Samarth came. We all had discussions that karwana hai, but we could not pull it off. And a great round of applause for the team who finally pulled it off and honored us back on campus in such a great environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brahmajot. Last but not the least is Mr. Samarth Singh, Vice President for the session 2023-2024.
Greetings everyone and a good afternoon to you all. So I'll just like to greet all of my professors and faculty members over here, and now the amazing VP batch that is present over here this time. Trust me, it is an amazing experience to see the names come to real life that we have seen on the leaderboards in Gymkhana. And I'm here to talk about my experiences, but the funny thing is I'm yet to graduate. But in the short time of span that I've lived, my experiences have been, I hail from Varanasi. My mom, dad are doctors. My mom's a gynecologist. My dad is a lecturer and a practicing medicinist. But something that important before choosing my career line, what I thought was something is to not take up a career like my mom, dad, who were called at the hospital at any point of time throughout the day. And I ended up somehow making choices because of my curiosity, ending up in a role where I had to be available 24/7 for 1 year as the role of Vice President of Technology Student Gymkhana, IIT Kharagpur. And I trust that you all must have much amazing experiences and I'm having. But one thing that I've realized from listening to you all today is this phrase that I used to listen and I used to prepare for my soapbox when I was preparing for the elections itself. Karmane vadika raste ma phalishu kadacha. It means you focus on your work and you are not entitled to the results that it bears. And that is something that aligns much more together coming into this role and learning about your experiences and hearing about them, that you all have focused way too much and the truth and the fun part, it all comes together. And by fun part, I mean it is about the gratitude that you have towards your parents, your people around you, the support that you're getting. And for me, it is yet to start. So it is an humbling experience listening to your all experiences. And I'm grateful to be a part of this family. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Samarth. It's now the time to hear from someone who has connected with us digitally. Yes, sir. Mr. Prabir Gupta, Vice President for the academic session 1964 to 1965.
Can you hear me? Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can hear you very softly. I must say that firstly, I'm so deeply thankful for having organized this function. And I have been so keen to attend, but due to some personal domestic commitments, I've not been able to go there. And I can see a generational change that has taken place over the years. In 1964-65, where we had the Pakistan War accelerated course, etc., the way we used to operate as Vice President Technology Gymkhana was so simple and rudimentary compared to what is happening and the way things are happening. Naturally, in our year, there were altogether only 1,800 undergraduate students. I was involved in sports and by and large concentrated on my games and studies, which was an overriding priority for me. Most of the cultural functions were happening at the new campus, where it was there, and I found that I was there only presiding or being with the team at the head of any functions that were there, and I used to go over whenever director used to call me for whatever needed to be done. I can go on and on, but let me just come out with some flash thoughts. You have caught me off guard. I was not prepared with my thoughts of what to tell you, but let me put it like this. One thought which flashed through my mind is that of the mental health of the students. What brings to me an anecdote. In the year 1974, I was the works manager, probably the youngest works manager in Calcutta at that point of time, in a factory, in a company which was placed inside a jute mill. And the jute mill had Sethji there, and I had never been inside a jute mill actually. So one day I went for a walk, asked him, I want to see the inside of a jute mill. We walked together, and you can imagine the old-fashioned factory that used to be. There was a huge shed, there was a huge electric motor outside, and there was the belts, conveyor belts linking up to the shaft going right across the factory. As I walked along, I asked Sethji, let me call him Sethji for purpose of this discussion. I said, Sethji, how much do you spend on the maintenance of belts, conveyor belts? So he said 80,000 rupees, and he asked, per month. And he asked, why do you ask? So I said, all the edges of the belt are frayed. Just ask your maintenance guy to align the belts, and you'll find that that wear and tear cost will go down substantially. At the end of the month, Sethji's bearer came and handed me an envelope with some money in it. I was shocked and surprised. I said, Sethji, what is this? So he says, Gupta ji, you have saved me 80,000 rupees a month. This is only a small token of gratitude. This is not the story I'm wanting to tell you. Next day he tells me, Sethji, I want an IITian to join me in my company. So I asked Sethji, what is are you crazy? Which bright engineer will want to commit his lifetime career to a dying industry? He says, no, Gupta ji, you don't understand. Someone must have come last in your class. I want him. He will join my company. Money will be mine, brain will be his. Now, the takeaway from this message, what I want to tell you, has something to do with nurturing the mental health of the students who are there at IIT Kharagpur right now. Everyone is brilliant, but the adversities that come up have to be identified, and this kind of story has to be given. The interaction between the faculty and the people and whatever is required needs to understand that why the despondency comes in, or why the frustration comes in students at the lack of achievement, because they have all been high performers before coming here. I leave it to you to take off from here and from this small anecdote. Now, I know brevity is required, so I can go on and on and on. So let me just say thank you to everyone. It has been fantastic. I was planning to get away with my work, but I had my earphones plugged to me right through, even during my conference, which I was having in the other work, etc. And it's been an exhilarating experience. I wish I could have been there with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us today. We thank all our dynamic vice presidents for sharing their invaluable experiences with us and filling the environment with laughter. We now request all of you to join us on stage for a group photograph.
I have written a book called A Small Town Boy, which has a section on IIT Kharagpur, about 100 pages, early days of IIT. I have just arranged a copy to give to all the VPs who have come here. I have great pleasure in giving them to people on the days. This is about 100 pages called Kharagpur.
What is next? Certification. Oh. Hey, Sanjeev, can you project the Guru Dakshina banner, please? I'll request Professor Tiwari, Director, Professor Rindu Madam, Deputy Director, please come forward for the handing over of a certificate for Guru Dakshina engagers. I'll request all the dignitaries on dais to please join. VPs may please stay back or you can join. Please come on dais to join the ceremony of handing over the certificate for those who got engaged through Guru Dakshina scheme. So, okay. So it's our pleasure. So we have, gurus everywhere. Whenever you come to Kharagpur, I say we are in the laps of gurus. IIT Kharagpur is in support of Gurukul system. So it's something like Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guravai Namah. Whatever we are based because of our gurus. And this Guru Dakshina scheme, as I already announced, was one of the brainchilds of Jetli ji, Professor Tiwari, and the Deputy Director, Rintu Madam, and Amit Patra sir was also there. So it was announced in January 30, 2024, and we have lots of dignitaries coming forward, holding hands, and the group is growing. So as per the schedule, the engagers are handed over a beautiful certificate, and the initiator was supposed to come in the earlier celebration of Foundation Day when it was first handed over to the initial contributors. And now I'll request Commander Jetli ji, please come on stage and receive your certificate, please. May I request Jetli ji, please, a few words about the Guru Dakshina scheme?
और भाई है आज किसी को और भी
और
है
एक है।
तो दे दो ना पहले उसको दे दो
उनको भी दो।
हाँ, पहले दे दो उसको पहले उसको दे दो
Okay, so it's my pleasure to also invite Mr. N.S. Mohan Ram. He just joined the contribution, the Guru Dakshina scheme today morning, just on listening about this scheme, this engagement scheme. And it says that it is your 1 month's salary. But he got inspired by his wife. His wife told, no, you cannot do that. It should be much more. So he contributed more than his salary and got engaged with the Guru Dakshina scheme. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. आप लोग बैठ सकते हैं. I'll just take 2 minutes. Guru Dakshina for us, of course there are so many gurus, but we consider IIT Kharagpur as our guru, IIT Kharagpur itself. So we have so many challenges which we have to meet. IIT Kharagpur ko Atmanirbhar banana, that is one big challenge. So when we say Guru Dakshina, every alumnus, only 1 month's salary once in lifetime, only once in lifetime, he is supposed to give this Guru Dakshina only once. And those who are studying already, they will just give a pledge that I shall give in my 3rd year, 4th year, final year, after passing out. Because some people have taken the loans, so they will take 2 years, 3 years to give their loans after that maybe. So this coming to IIT is going to be a very big amount. And 50% of this will go to the central corpus, 10% to your respective halls, 10% to your respective departments, 10% will go to you, the chapter you belong to, and 10% to Gymkhana. so that our students don't have to go all the way asking for donations for Spring Festival, Kshitij and all those type of things. 10% to Gymkhana. And remaining 10% as a benevolent fund for any emergency with any student, faculty, teaching staff, non-teaching staff, anybody in this campus, including our hall employees. 10% will be for that benevolent fund. So all the areas will be looked after by this. So people have really appreciated this scheme. It has been launched. I am thankful to director and all the deans, others, who are, giving good publicity to this. And I wanted the certificate to be so beautiful so that the people keep in their cabin wherever it is. And I must appreciate it has been done in a beautiful way. Thank you very much. Good. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. We have a very special event today, and it's a signing of an MOU with Trumio Inc., which is a company owned and set up and partnered by our alumni. So Pradeep is going to sign it on their behalf. And our deputy director particularly wanted that signature will be here, done ceremonially during this particular ceremony. So can I request Pradeep and the Trumio team to come on stage, please? Probably a punishment, you have to stand and sign. Absolutely. Please. 2 copies. Let's first sign here only, then all the pages we will need, we can sign it later. Do you need a pen?
Yes.
I have. It's out.
Date is 28.
Professor DC.
Ronnie?
No, we'll do it ceremony. Don't wait for a minute. You have to sign on all pages that will.
Okay.
I couldn't for last week. Later. সামনে গিয়ে এক্সচেঞ্জ করি Please come to the front with your teeth.
I'll try. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah, they asked me to tell a short story, so I'll try and be short. Introducing myself, I'm a 1988 graduate, RP Hall Ward, CSE, been in technology throughout my life. And as you just heard, Trumio is my latest story, something with my partner, Ronnie here. He's also from RP Hall. The story I want to tell today is, it took me 6 hours to get here. I'm from Calcutta, done this route so many times. This is my 4th trip this year to Kharagpur, 2nd this week, madam. And it took me 6 hours to get here, but it couldn't be any more fun. And the reason I say that is we have been in constant touch with Professor Mukherjee, Ravibhadra Mukherjee, Professor A.K. Singh, and how this was going to turn out today. We were supposed to sign earlier in the day. So thank you very much for being patient with us. Somehow Ronnie beat me to it to get here on time. We're just racing along the highways. But the story I want to tell is how it all started and how it got here. So when we started Trumio, it's about student. I'll let Ronnie take a minute to talk about Trumio. But the way it all started is somebody challenged me. It's what we are building is about students, how we can enable experiential learning for them, leading to better opportunity than they exist today. And the story started about a couple of years ago when Ronnie and me met. And I said, I'm going to sign up all the IITs. And one good friend of mine told me he still wants to stay anonymous, at least at this point. I'll get him to talk someday. He told me good luck. And that brings us to today. Met with Professor Patra. Actually, I was with him just yesterday evening. So he is the deputy director here and now director at IIT BHU. And met with him about a year and a half ago in Bay Area, and that's where it all started from. Good conversation, Professor Singh. Met with them for coffee outside, I think it was Starbucks in San Mateo, with 15-minute conversation introducing Trumio of early stage, turned into a 2-hour conversation, and rest is all history. He has been a good mentor to us while he was here and continues to be, and very big supporter of us. And guess what? I told him, and I told Professor Banerjee when 3 months ago I was here, that I want Kharagpur to be signed first. But guess what? Professor Patra beat us to it. Although we had all approval, but he beat us to it. I signed with IIT BHU yesterday. So this is the start for us. And like I was saying earlier, it's been a very inspirational journey. Hearing some of you, I missed some of the conversations. It's been really inspirational, what IIT has brought to us, to all the students. And that's what we want to bring back. Change the trajectory, if you may, how careers are built. If Ronnie, you can come say a couple of words about what Trumio is.
Absolutely. So, what we are trying to do with Trumio and this August Assembly, obviously, it's a great occasion. So thank you for the invitation here, and again, all the gurus that are on stage. So what we're trying to do is really bring experiential learning, the alumni ecosystem, the university, and the industry all together. So Trumio is a digital platform where you as alumni or any alumni that's around the world can come in, get projects from your workplace, and engage students from IIT. So that's the first part. The second part is we're working with industry, and these are the biggest names in corporate in India, and we'll go worldwide. Our goal is to bring them than the internships that they do today, which is in a very straitjacketed, into a way which it becomes much more flexible. It becomes a learning opportunity for students, and not just single students, but teams of students who can now deliver complex projects as outcomes on the platform. So the platform is built with both as a way to connect. It's connect alumni, connect industry, connect students. It's built as a way to deliver projects, and it has AI that we are building into the platform. Pradeep and I are both from Silicon Valley, and it was our way to kind of give back. And what we believe is we are creating a platform for all of alumni to give back to the alma mater, because it makes it very easy for you in your business life to kind of say, I need this thing, I need that research project, I need that POC, a proof of concept, or I need something done. The best people to go back to and give that to is your IIT alma mater students that are in university today. And of course, there's faculty here to help. And ultimately, where we want to take this, and which is already the conversations have started with seriousness across many, many large corporates, is that they're also able to bring pre-placement offers with the projects that people do. So as the scale grows, as the number of people in IIT grows, what we want to help with is how do we get them to take the right career trajectory. So welcome all of your help and happy to share as we meet with you. Absolutely. I mean, this has been a heart and soul. I think even when we started 1.5 years back, and we met Professor Singh, Professor Patro in Silicon Valley, that was our goal. To IIT Kharagpur needs to become the catalyst and the starting point. That is still very much our dream. Both of us from RP Hall, we met 30 years back, so you can see that we have gone through our entire careers, and now Trumio is our passion, and we will make sure that IIT Kharagpur stands at the top. Thank you. Thank you again.
Our institute has a storied past and remarkable achievements. And to give you a glimpse of the same, here is a short video. So sit back and enjoy the video.
Sprawling across more than 2,200 hectares, IIT Kharagpur is an iconic emblem connecting past, present, and posterity. IIT Kharagpur constructed this flyover in association with the Indian Railways and the government of West Bengal to ease out connectivity issues. The new gate of IIT Kharagpur campus, which was inaugurated on 14th of August 2023. The main academic building stands as an icon of early modern architecture in India. The old building, which portrays the rich history of India's nationhood that led to the first and largest IIT of the nation, established in 1951. The campus enjoys hardcore academic and action research with an active social life adorned with lights, colors, and vibrance during Springfest, Inter-IIT meet, and illumination. The Nalanda complex houses air-conditioned classrooms, especially designed for students to beat the summer heat, with a special zone for bicycle parking. Equipped with state-of-the-art laboratories and research facilities, IIT Kharagpur has recently initiated several infrastructural development projects to support the growing needs of the students. The new Savitribai Phule Hall of Residence for the students. The number of students have grown enormously in the recent past, with more than 16,000 students currently on campus, including undergraduates, postgraduates, and research scholars. The Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Super Speciality Hospital of IIT Kharagpur sets the dawn of a new era in the IIT system in terms of providing affordable healthcare for the campus as well as for the neighboring communities. The Republic Day Parade witnesses the footfall of hundreds of people and participation of neighboring schools in celebrating the occasion. The entire campus community of IIT celebrates Yoga Mahotsav. IIT Kharagpur hosted the Inter-IIT Cultural Meet from 26th to 29th of December 2023. Sri Vinod Gupta, distinguished alumnus of IIT Kharagpur, inaugurated the A.C. Pandya Students Activity Center on 1st of December 2022 at the Agricultural and Food Engineering Department of the Institute. A proud alma mater and second home to almost 80,000 alumni, IIT Kharagpur welcomed the classes of 1974, 84 and 99 to the 20th Alumni Meet from 5th to 7th January 2024. Srimati Draupadi Murmu, the Honorable President of India, graced the 69th convocation of IIT Kharagpur as chief guest. Established in 1951 as the first Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Kharagpur is an institute of eminence, connecting past, present, and posterity. Her eternal motto, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam, which implies performing duties selflessly and fearlessly for collective well-being, manifests that the sacrifice of the freedom fighters of India detained here has not gone in vain. Every IITian is dedicated to the service of the nation and the planet at large. The Institute's vision and mission is to be among the top 10 universities in the world. The Institute loftily heralds science, society, technology, policy interface by constantly innovating and excelling in cutting-edge interdisciplinary research across niche domains such as precision agriculture and food nutrition, affordable healthcare, advanced manufacturing systems for Industry 4.0, safety engineering and analytics, quality and reliability, smart infrastructure, and advanced transportation. The state-of-art innovation, such as endowing the country with the COVID vaccine, producing ethanol from sugarcane, and removing arsenic and fluoride from groundwater and painless needle are exemplary endeavors towards this direction. Optimizing on the Indian government's policy of encouraging startups, IIT Kharagpur has leveraged on technology readiness level, operationalizing on life cycle of products from source to mouth. The institute signed memorandums of collaboration with DRDO and ISRO to facilitate the futuristic defense needs of the country. IIT Kharagpur has recently inaugurated the Center for Teaching, Learning and Educational Technology, at par with India's new education policy 2020. Flexibility in academic curriculum is provided to students for taking interdisciplinary courses in contemporary specializations like artificial intelligence. With this conviction, the Center of Excellence for Indian Knowledge Systems has been established to facilitate research investigations and outreach, validating the wonder that was India. Needless to say, there's great appreciation and honor of these accomplishments by some of the best global institutes and universities, some of whom have also signed MOUs with us, such as TU Munich, University of Edinburgh, University of Waterloo, fostering large-scale and long-term collaborations and partnerships. Under the aegis of the G20 flagship program, the Institute has celebrated several events such as Swachhata Hi Seva, Yuva Sangam, Akhil Bharatiya Siksha Samagam, Rozgar Mela, National Science Day, World Environment Day, Technology Vision 2047 and Climate Change, Krishi, Machinery and Technology, Yoga Mahotsav, and International Symposium on Digital Libraries on Sustainable Development in Education. The Institute is celebrating the third anniversary of NEP 2020, strengthening and activating the National Digital Library, providing open access to knowledge and information. The campus is adorned with lights, colors and vibrance during Springfest, Inter-IIT Sports Meet and illumination. Most importantly, we believe in the dictum of humanity and social responsibility. When the world was struggling with the COVID contagion and the poorest were suffering to meet basic needs, we provided ration to 2,000 lockdown-affected families in and around the campus with the generous contributions of $1 million received from our alumni. The indomitable spirit of the Institute is manifested through the establishment of incubation centers, research parks, and recognition of the best minds, the most supportive alumni, and dedicated employees through a range of encouraging awards, exposure, and visibility. Medical education and research will receive a major boost through the new hospital, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, and the Dr. B.C. Roy Multi-Speciality Medical Research Center, a medical college to be established on the lines of AIIMS. The campus has been greeted by the auspicious presence of eminent leaders and personas The essence of the motto of IIT Kharagpur will be nurtured in the best possible manner to be cherished by all as the institute leaps forward to celebrate her platinum jubilee.
To mark the successful culmination of the event, I request Professor Debashish Chakravarti, Dean Alumni Affairs, to propose the vote of thanks.
So this is the time to thank all of you. I, on behalf of the Institute, the organizing committee, wish to extend a heartfelt thanks to all the VPs who have in person come down to campus, found time for their alma mater, and I find it is really enjoying. So, on behalf of everyone, I extend gratitude to each and everyone present here. Let me again read out the names of VPs who have come. Mr. N.S. Mohan Ram, Mr. Barun Roy, Mr. Arun Jain, Mr. Amit Roy, Mr. Jatinder Pal Singh Suri, Mr. Finney Thomas, Commander Mr. Virendra Jetli ji, Mr. Arun Sen, Mr. Abhinav Sinha, Mr. Saket Kumar, Mr. Arindam Mukherjee, Mr. Ninad Lohakare, is it? Lohakare? Okay, good. Mr. Shivam Singh, Ms. Devaki Nandana Vivi, okay. Mr. Brahmjot Singh and Samarth Sagar are already here. Those on online mode, Mr. Prabir Gupta, Mr. Supratik Bhaumik, and Mr. Atal Agrawal. A big round of applause for all of them. So you had been the Gymkhana VPs. I really expect a lot from all of you in all terms for the developmental activities and normal activities of the Institute. Some of you are really engaged with the Institute, and it's just that not only VP, you represent your batch. So with you, we want to get connected to all your batchmates, and the batchmates now increase. So we don't look at only BTechs. There are BTechs, dual degrees, MTechs, MScs, PhDs, LLBs, MBAs, EMBAs, and various other students of MMST, so medical science and technology, students who need to get connected amongst themselves with you, because you are leading the whole group of students composed of all these types of degrees. So I'll request all of your help in getting connected with all of them, and I request all of you to please do keep visiting the campus whenever you find time. And your suggestions and getting with us is itself a pleasure and blessings for us. And a special thanks to the Office of Dean of Outreach, Alumni Affairs and International Relations, Technology Students Gymkhana, VP TSG, G6, Office of the Director, Office of Deputy Director, Office of Registrar, Students Alumni Cell, Students Branding Cell, Students International Cell, TFS, CET, Audiovisual Team, Security, Horticulture, Student Volunteers, Professors, staff members who made this event a great success. Your support has made this celebration a grand success. And as some ideas came, we will be definitely going ahead with holding it maybe either yearly or once in some time duration manner so that it keeps repeating. Similar can be arranged for some other functions. So thank you all for finding time for joining us in the inaugural session today. With this, there are a lot of other activities which will be continuing today after the lunch session. I welcome you all to join the lunch, and followed by lunch there will be sessions where you will visit the department, you will visit the halls, and tomorrow we have some panel discussions which I think Sagar will be taking care of. And I wish your stay here a healthy, safe, fruitful, and successful, satisfactory in all manners. If you have any suggestions, please suggest me on all aspects, good, bad, so that we together get IIT Kharagpur to much better heights. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. May I now request everybody to rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you for sparing your Saturday morning with us. After this, we have the department and hall visits planned for you starting from 4 p.m. along with a special event at Gymkhana in the evening. So that's it for today. Wish you a great day ahead. This was Abhideep Shikhar, your host for the day, signing off.